Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Night Quest. I am CMoney, and I am not joined by the always lovely Doodle. She cannot be here right now, but we do have an equal looking replacement. No,
Oh shit! Don't
None of
flip that
us
and
are
send it to
equal
Doodle.
to Doodle. No.
no, definitely not. No, but we do have the homies with us here coming to rock out, man. We appreciate y'all. So, of course, you know who he is. You see him, you know him. It's the wise one. That's right. The author, the Patriots, the Pony Slayer, the Pony Team maker. It's our boy, Hargishani. Welcome, man. Thank you for being here, my brother.
Yeah. Well, we had a fun day today with some interesting news, right? And we have some good stuff going on this week with those who like Nintendo, even though they're doing some stupid ass shit.
Facts. Big facts.
Let's get into it.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you see him, you know him. It's our boy. That's right. He's right there. Bam, bam. It's our homie, Mr. Motherfucking Val Bazaar. Thank you for being here, my brother.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. What a day. What a day. Listen, we've been doing it how many times on the show? Crazy. I feel like we've done it so many times where we've been talking about the show Oblivion, right? The leaks. Oh, is it coming? Is it what's happening? Oh, it seems even more real. Oh no, what's going on? Right? Like it's just been becoming more and more real, right? And it kind of peaked with Virtuos kind of leaking it themselves, right? And it was like, all right, this is going down. The rumors were all that it was happening this week. And it was almost 12 o'clock yesterday, which was the time that people were saying that it was supposed to be coming. And then, well, about half hour before 12, Bethesda decided to speak on it and be like, hey, listen, yeah, tomorrow. And then boom, that 4. They just cemented it. And tomorrow is today. And we got to see it today. Goddamn. It's glorious. Okay, it's glorious. But before we go too much deeper into all that, obviously, we want to go ahead and shout out everybody who's here live in the building with us. We want to shout out all of our supporters over on Patreon and our YouTube members. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much. Always remember that the show is brought to you by you, so we thank you. You guys are the shit, so thanks. But of course, we do want to shout out our elite members. You got the homie Big Boy Mike, gonna be Dark Angelic, Coach of the Canuck, Music 72, and Queen Witch. And of course, we have our inner circle members. That's right, the homie Big Mace Gaming and Pragmatic Eagle. Thank you guys so much for the support. The rest is a lie, so we're not gonna have that playing. So let me make sure I take that out because that has to get updated, even though there may be a returning person on the list. Let's do that. Let's do that. And let's do that. There we go. Okay. So, yes. All right. Shout out to all of you guys. We appreciate you. You guys are shit. So, thanks. That being said, you know how we do here, man. You guys here live in the building right now. You guys are supporting us in such a major way, man. And we appreciate each and every single one of you. That being said, I mean, clearly, we think we know by now that you're not all equal. Can't be. It's impossible because 3 of you are the special. That's right. 3 of you have risen above the rest, leaving you all behind. It's so sad. It's such a sad time. But no, clearly, it is something that is special that happens when we have our homies come and they get through the door, and we gotta announce them because they're the shit for being here. And first one, man, I think this may be the first time. Is this his first time as number 1 on the show? Let's see. The chat will tell us, and he will probably tell us as well. Motherfucking Masshole 1977. Shout out to the homie for going ahead, being first in the building. God,
Nope.
we appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. Second in the building, definitely first time for sure. Easy, the homie Eli in the building, man. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Rounding out the top three. Again, I feel like this is his home. Like he's a third place type of dude. You know what I'm saying? He's always coming here just in the nick of time. Our boy, Music 72. Shout out to the top three for going ahead and being here live in the building before everybody else. You guys are the specials. So thank y'all. Appreciate it. Now, I see a bunch of our homies in here, though. Right? Coach of the Canuck in the building. What's up, man? I see you playing. Frank's in the building. What is up, man? Jonas, the motherfucking dad. What's going on, player? I see Becca in the building. What's going on? Yo, this is wild. We're gonna talk about it because I was gonna get the up-to-date number, but goddamn, E-Ranks says 170,000 concurrent on Steam and climbing. Number 3 in the world. Oblivion is a certified banger. Take your Game Pass kill sales narratives and shove it. Also, good evening, everyone. E-Ranks.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, dude. That's real wild. Single player game, doing big numbers, letting everybody like it's a reminder of the powerhouse franchises that live in the Xbox banner, right? The people in the studios that make the bangers that we all love. Xbox has them all, and Bethesda is one of them. And you guys might have thought you can get away with slandering, Starfield, but no such beast is gonna happen here, man. Oblivion is a banger. There's no way around it, man. When you guys see that trailer, holy shit. And we'll watch it again for anybody who didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But fuck me, man. Woo! Crushing it. Crushing it. I see Be Nice in the building. What's up, homie? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Game Shark, what is going on, man? Thank you for being here, brother. Michael, you in the building with his facts as always. My dude, he comes prepared. He says, Oblivion is number 1 seller in 25 countries around the world on Steam. The PlayStation Store hasn't updated yet, but when they do, we could maybe see 5 Xbox games in the top 10 in multiple countries around the world. Bro, 25 countries, Oblivion is number 1. No Game Pass involved.
Yep.
Straight purchases. That's real wild. That's real wild. Does anybody know if they're doing that thing where if you have the original Oblivion on Steam, does it do like that auto upgrade, or is it?
I don't think so because it's a new engine and everything. But I did see that they have full mod support for the game already. So you'll apparently the mods.
Oh, there's mod support on the PC.
Yes, full mod support on Steam.
Wow.
Yep.
That shit just got a whole new life given to it. Holy hell. That's real wild. Vincey in the building. What's up, man? Says Xbox shows Sony how to give the gamer a remastered game they want. Ooh. Yeah. It's crazy when you think about what PlayStation has been deeming remasters and what they've been putting out here, selling to these poor PlayStation users. And they have to deal with like, yeah, you see that blade of grass? It's a little clearer. There's your remaster. It's a different world, man. This is how it's done. This is how it's done. Wait till you guys just wait till we watch it. We'll watch the thing together so we can all be on there. But goddamn, they did it right. What a reveal. It was insane. Jesse B in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, man. Jonathan Garcia, what is good? This is something I'm telling you that's going to be a big deal, right? We think about it as a remaster, but understand how long ago that was, You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking literally almost 20 years ago, this game released.
Yep.
So you're talking about like a lot of people who are between the ages of like 20 something and 30 something that never even knew of this game, really. Right? Like this is going to be a brand new game entirely to crazy amounts of people. And honestly, I mean, you gotta remember, like, gotta go into like Skyrim territory of time, right? There's a lot of people who only know Elder Scrolls because Skyrim came out. So
And
you're
that
gonna
was
have
a while ago now.
yeah, 2011, right? Like that's crazy. So like it's insane, but to a lot of people, this is a brand new game, remastered or not, means nothing to them. It's brand new, just like our boy Jonathan Garcia right here, right? But even me, dude, like I played this thing again, literally 19 years ago. I played this game, and you know, I played the like the first hour, and it's hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so the actual year, right, that this game came out versus now, I don't remember any of this shit. I played the first hour of it. And the only thing I really remember is that first, like in the jail cell scenario. But outside of that, completely did not remember any of it, dude. I just was going through there. It's so stunning. I'm doing my slow creep walk through the world, like I'm filming trailers and shit. Like I just love taking it all in. God, it's so amazing, bro. It's so beautiful. It's insane. Like it's completely a stunner. So you know, people like Jonathan, they're gonna be able to play this and just experience it the first time ever and just love it, right?
Yeah, and all the DLC being in there too is like crazy because that makes it like a 400 or 500 hour game at that point. So
Yeah, it's dude. How many hours is this game? Do we remember or do we know?
it's long. With all the options you could do, it's long. Like that can be your game of the year in the sense of that's like the game you spend the rest of the year playing because it's that much content inside of it.
Man, that's a long, and they do have the extra DLC included.
So you said it came out in 2006.
2006.
Yeah, I think it was March or something like that. 2006. It was during
early
the launch window of the 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely early. It was definitely early.
Yeah, it came out. It didn't come out to PS3 because the PS3 wasn't available, and it couldn't be on PS2.
That's right. It came out before, and then when it did come to PS3, wasn't it like completely?
Yeah, I mean PS3 was a disaster to begin with because like it was very difficult to program to the cell processor. So a lot of games for the first like couple of years on the PS3 were not good ports. It was very difficult to make it work. So, but yeah, I think eventually it did kind of iron out. But yeah, that kind of got that reputation of being tougher to make games for it.
Completionist without all the DLC is 184 hours.
Yeah,
Without?
it was long. It was long.
Like if you try to do everything,
DLC?
yeah, without the DLC, 184 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm saying when you include all the DLC, like you can add like an extra like 50 hours easy, like for every couple of DLCs, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 DLCs. So yeah, you get around like 400 hours, 405 500 hours at that point. If you're doing everything in the game, that could like literally be the only game you spend the rest of the year playing.
Seriously. And listen, we already know 1 or 2 games a year being bought. A game like this will take you. You know what I'm saying? You play this game and you don't have to stop, dude. You don't have to stop. You know, people still play Skyrim to today.
Yeah.
You know, and now with Oblivion being here, you could easily see this being the next forever game for a lot of people, bro. Just
Yeah.
getting lost in this world.
With day one mod support, apparently that's pretty good already. Because sometimes when it was on Creation Engine, the mod support took a little bit of time to be decent, but they're saying the mod support is pretty decent already out the gate. So yeah, could have a long life.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And with the way that the tools are now, the caliber of the stuff that people are going to be making is just insane. It's just insane. It's going to be a whole different beast. You got the homie. I see Verg Base Brizzle in the building. What's up, man? Slimy Mucus. What's going on, man? Toolman 55. What is up, bro? Chris Gomez. What's going on, man? D Block. What is up, bro? Thank you for being here, man. Ghost Fixer in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for rocking out. Bounty in the building. What's going on? Niturnal. What is up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Did I say Vince C? I think I did. But what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Taylor Parker. What is going on, man? User for games. What is up, player? Oh man. Taylor Parker says, "Hi guys, I was playing Oblivion. It's 2:14 a.m. in France. The game is awesome, and you're awesome too, guys." Oh, thank you, man.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Oh snap! We got the homie Maurice Branch in the building. Member for 14 months. God damn, what is going on, man? What up, Cash Money, Hargeet, and the other guy that's Foul Bazaar.
The other guy.
My support will catch the replay as I'm at work. Hey, appreciate you, my dude. Thank you, my brother, for tuning in. Outward Lyric, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Meet the Cheetah. What is up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Yeah, Vinci says 174 concurrent. Bro, that is wild. Wow.
And I'm pretty sure it's probably #1 in the PlayStation Store right now. Even if it's not updated.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't see what anybody else would be doing right now.
Forza or Indie, because that's all I got to play is Xbox games. So yeah, it's not showing up in the trending yet on the store.
Not yet.
Let me see. Well, I was just looking at trending, but yeah, it's not on what's hot. It's not on the what's hot. Yeah, they're just not updating their store. They're
doing it on purpose. They're like, don't hit update. Leave that shit alone.
It's not on new games for you.
There's really no way, bro. Like they are 100% going to be absorbing this game. I really don't see how people wouldn't be, honestly. It's just, man, what a fucking amazing day for an amazing announcement. God damn. Park you in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. What were you saying, bud?
I was saying people earlier were showing that the PlayStation Store had crashed after the announcement. So yeah, we definitely know that it was killing it today.
Yeah, I could only imagine. Ricardo Mancada. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here, bro. The Butster in the building. What's up, man? Bounty with the fucking bars says Game Pass can't be stopped. It cannot be. That is the truth. 100%. No way around it. Like just is what it is. Meek B2G. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Hitting field goals blunted. What is up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Edward Lafferty in the building says, I hate to admit that I hate that Oblivion dropped today. I still haven't finished Avowed, Atomfall, Blueprints, Eternal Shards, COD, and many others. Listen, just join the revolving wheel of games that we're all running on. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got new stuff. And listen, sometimes new stuff comes out and it's like, okay, that looks dope, but I can wait. I'm focused over here. And then sometimes something new drops and it's just like, yo, abort mission everywhere else for now. This becomes priority. And then I'll double back. I mean, honestly, just playing the hour that I played, really gave me like that avowed itch that I got. You know what I'm saying? That I just had to. I was just so consumed by it and just had to play it. Um, I feel like Oblivion is already kind of hooked me in that way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Yeah.
Oblivion already has me, kind of itching to just go back and play and go back and play. Um, so let me see. Skywalker UAV1 in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Cage of Vampiro Borracho. What is up, homie? Thank you for rocking with us. Cheese is nasty. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. APIMB, what's going on, homie? Thank you for rocking with us. Mr. Xbox Elite with the bars. Xbox dominating the game industry. Hashtag no PS6. Oh, that's rough. That's rough time for them. Abacab72, what's going on, man? Wall Diggity, what's up, man? Maybe Microsoft should buy Virtuos. Are they primarily like a poorhouse? What have they done outside of this that would be something, worth owning them for?
Yeah, I hadn't really heard of them before this, but apparently they do. This is what they do. They do like remakes and remasters.
Anything of note? Do we know? Like anything of note?
No, I would have to look it up, but from what I've like heard recently, that's kind of like what they do for the industry.
I mean, they're working on that Solid Snake Eater, whatever that's the Delta. They're working on that as well. Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but I mean, they just do like they help. They're a help studio or a port studio. I don't know that they've had any of their own IP. That basically is it. But they've worked on a lot of games. So Suicide Squad, which isn't a great game, but whatever. COD, Modern Warfare 3, they worked on. Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh wow! So they worked on a lot of shit.
Dead Island 2, Hogwarts Legacy. They've worked on a lot of games.
Dune, Awakening,
Outer Worlds,
Dark Souls. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. They worked on Sea of Thieves, Age of Mythology. Stellar
it's
Blade.
all over the place. They've helped a lot of companies, right? So you've got some PlayStation games in there, some third party, some Xbox. Yeah, they definitely are kind of a support studio. It's out there.
Well, I mean, so far looks great. So far the game looks amazing. So I don't know if they need to be bought. I think if they can work as a support studio on a bunch of different games.
It's a large studio with a lot of offices. I think they do a good job with what they're doing, and I would just leave them alone. It's 4,000 employees,
4,000 employees.
Yeah, it's not. I think they're exactly what they need to be, which is they support other AAA developers in making their games happen. So I mean, it's good to have that kind of support, but they can always contract with them. I think it's fine. And it's it may not be something Xbox needs to have in-house. They can just use them as needed, right? So I would say don't CMoney, you and I have kind of agreed on what the next steps are for them. It's people like Valve, it's people like Take-Two. Those are the big targets. Those are the ones that make sense. Valve is like the target because of their whole merger with Windows. Like that would be the killer thing to have the Steam store available to them, and Game Pass is merged with Steam. Oh my God, would that be a massive boon for Game Pass and for Steam? So like that just makes a lot more sense of all of the purchases.
Honestly, I agree. I don't know if we need them to get kind of bogged down by something like that, especially I streamed the reveal of Oblivion 4 earlier, and like one of the things that kind of came up, or I don't know exactly. I don't know if somebody in the chat said something that kind of triggered me, but it really made me think. And like Xbox, through all their ownership now of everything they own. They have, like, they're the only ones outside of Nintendo that has a long legacy of games franchises now. You know what I'm saying? That matter to the world, right? Not many people do, right? Like PlayStation.
Yeah, I would think only third-party publishers at this point, right? I would think somebody like Capcom has a pretty big history.
Exactly.
Konami and some of those guys. It really is just those guys now
Sega.
at this point. Sega, obviously Sega.
Yes, it's not just the library; it's the capability to actually follow through on that IP library and release those titles. Because like Ubisoft has a ton of great IP, they just don't have the capability of developing and getting it out.
And anything they've tried outside of those big games, it just fails. Even some of their big games have been failing, and that's just, it's unfortunate. It seems like hopefully things work out well for AC Shadows. That seems to be heading in the right direction to be profitable for them. That's good. So hopefully that'll help them out. But yeah, that's sad, right? That they're like a lot of stuff that they do, it just doesn't seem to pan out, and that's just disappointing. But yeah, but even Ubisoft only goes back so far. I think their Tom Clancy IP is the biggest thing they have outside of AC, right? But if you look at EA, is there something big there besides the sports games? Sure, you can say Battlefield, but that's been kind of floundering lately, right? I hope it kind of, with Vin Zampella, it kind of comes back. But that hasn't exactly been great. Apex is okay. It's something that's kind of there. What do they really have outside of that? I don't know. Like, they've done a lot with the Star Wars stuff, but
everything they've done is mainly licensed.
Take-Two is the only other one that I can think of. They've got that GTA. That thing kills. It is what it is, right? Red Dead Redemption, GTA, those are huge.
Yeah, Capcom's library is deep. Sega has a pretty deep library.
Yep.
Square has a pretty deep library. But it's just like you can't. It's hard to have a deep library and follow through on making those IPs.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's kind of kept their same library continuing to go, right? Which is great. That's cool. They add little things here and there. But yeah, they've kind of continued their thing. Yep. But like, as far as like, big publishers that are still kind of pushing the same massive IPs, it's it's tough to do. And you have a handful, but I don't know about PlayStation. I think Gran Turismo is probably their longest standing thing. And then you maybe could say God of War, I guess. Right? Because I think that's been around for a while now. Did they have that on PS2? I think they had it on PS2, right? God of War.
Yeah, God of War's been around since PS2.
Yeah, and Gran Turismo was that PS1, or did they come out on PS2? I think it was PS1.
I think PS1. I would think.
Right. PS1. So like that's probably their longest standing thing that's actually still running, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, so like it's unfortunate they don't really do much with theirs, but it is what it is.
They have Sony has a lot of IP, but
they do.
The studios that made those IP don't exist anymore, and the studios that they currently have aren't necessarily geared towards making those type of games. So they're kind of like SOL, like, sure, it'd be great to bring back Resistance, but who's gonna make it? It'd be great to bring back Killzone, but who's gonna make it? It'd be it'd be great to bring back Jack and Daxter. Who's gonna make? I mean, I guess Insomniac, but how much are you gonna make Insomniac do? I mean, the studio's only so big, so it's like
it's become the Marvel bitch, right?
Yeah, so
that's all they do is Marvel.
But that has to be That has to be so stressful in the sense that like you have this big, expensive license, and it has to it can't just sell well. It has to sell well in a way that you pay Disney what you owe, and then still make a profit. So I mean, it's Insomniac's in a really tough place. Like at least Naughty Dog, they can make their original IP, however much that costs, and then they just have to worry about making a return on that investment, not necessarily paying a third party. So,
yeah, it's just an interesting time. I don't know if we want to get into more about what the remaster versus remake discussion, but I guess C had to go somewhere. CMoney had to go somewhere.
Yeah, this is definitely a remake because it's in a whole new engine.
I know, but they call it remastered. And to be fair, I guess it is because it's 1-to-1. It's the same game.
Yeah,
But my God, did they make a lot of changes? Like, as far as like the graphics, everything's redone altogether. I like that they've added new mechanics, right? That they've changed up the gameplay. They've changed up the voice acting, to make it more, specific to each species.
Yeah,
like that's really cool that they're doing those kind of things. I love that specific fact because I'm like, oh, cool. This means they could potentially do something with Morrowind and change the gameplay, because that was the one thing that bugged me. It was just not up to what I wanted for gameplay mechanics. And it's like, okay, if they can make that happen, awesome. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
So in this way, I mean, Xbox may be redefining what a remake is in a sense. They actually
remaster, right?
If they make a remake and a remaster, like for instance, like if the Marcus Phoenix collection is deemed a remake, and we see kind of how they view those differently, a remaster versus a remake, it could kind of be redefining.
I assume they're going to continue with that remaster for the Marcus Phoenix collection, but the Halo reboot, right? The Halo game, that might be a remake, right? Because it might take a different angle on Combat Evolved, but be Combat Evolved, right? That would be cool. It's like you add different stuff to it, make it a little different, and like, now you're talking a remake, much like FF7, right? Was remade. Yeah. It's not 1-to-1. They've changed the thing a bit, here and there, and added a whole bunch of more stuff. That's a remake. That's certainly a remake.
And then like you got like Dead Space, which is kind of more 1-to-1ish, or RE2, and I think the REs, they've redone a couple at this point. They've kind of been more 1-to-1. So maybe Xbox ends up kind of changing that industry jargon to where those are now considered remasters and not necessarily remakes.
As close to a remake as you can make it, right? I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, like
whole new engine,
cool. Yeah, it's got all new capabilities and stuff. It's like, this is really good. So I mean, so far, like from just what the reveal showed, wow, it's like a smash, like home run hit. Like this is what you want when they redo something. It's like, it's not just graphic upgrade, like it's up-resed or something. No. All new assets, everything's redone, new voice acting, new RPG mechanics, right? So they're changing the way you're leveling up. They're changing the play style. They're adding sounds to the actual fighting, right, that weren't there. Right, this is what you want to see. Like they're modernizing it and still keeping it as faithful to the game that was there before. One of the problems, so Todd, was asked, what if we wanted to modernize the older Fallouts or the older Elder Scrolls? And his answer was, no, I want to leave those the way they are. And I'm like, no, this is what I want to see. So I would love to have this happen. To the first 3 Elder Scrolls.
I don't think he wants to give away that Fallout 3 is being remade and developed. That's also a rumor that's circulating at Fallout 3. So
it's the pre Fallout 3 games, right? So those Fallout 1 and 2 games, right? That it would be nice to modernize those as well.
Yeah.
I would love to do the same thing. Like I don't know how long it takes to do these. Probably quite a while. We'll see if it has a payback. I mean, people are rushing to this game. It's seemingly a hit already, even with it being in Game Pass, right? So, and thankfully it is everywhere. That's good. It's coming out on PlayStation. I would hope it comes out on Switch too. So this would be great. Get as much money as you want. This game should be everywhere. It was everywhere. So why not put it everywhere? If they can bring the other ones forward, I would love to see that. Let's get some of those older, like, Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, bring those up. Morrowind's the one I wanted to play because I played through quite a bit of it, and I just did not like the fact that I had to keep everything on pen and paper. I'm like, no, come on. You got to do that in the game. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to manage this myself. So if they can add those new modern capabilities to that, bring that up to speed, I would love to play that one because I never finished it. I would love to play that one.
Yeah.
I did finish Oblivion. It's my favorite of the Elder Scrolls so far. But yeah, it would be great to bring the old ones, the really old ones, up to snuff, and that might require more than just 1-to-1. It might require a bit more work, but it looks like Virtuous could do that, right? So let them take it on. Like, I would love to do that. And Fallout 1 and 2, same thing. If they want to do that, why not? Let's bring that on, see what they can pull off. So
I think they will do more than one Fallout because Fallout 5 feels like it's very far away with what Bethesda is currently focused on. And the show is having so much success. I mean, we know another season is coming, and to go another year with another season of Fallout and not have a new game for people to play just doesn't necessarily seem right. So I would assume that we would get, that Fallout remaster sometime next year to kind of coincide with the release of the show. I'm sure they probably felt like it was a mistake not having a Fallout game ready to go with the launch of the show. I guess they didn't necessarily think it'd be like that big, but luckily they had Fallout 76 to fall back on, because Fallout 76 went crazy after the Fallout show hit Amazon Prime. So yeah, I definitely think it's something that will probably get Fallout next year to like coincide with the release of that new season of Fallout. It is coming out next year, right? It's not coming this year. The new Fallout, the next Fallout season.
Did they confirm anything yet? Because I don't know if it's even confirmed, right? Fallout.
I thought it got confirmed to be renewed.
So I mean, we hear rumblings, and it was on the list of things that were leaked by the FTC. But I don't know that it is confirmed by Xbox yet.
All right, so no date has been announced, but pre-production has already begun for season 2.
Fallout 3 or Fallout? Oh, you mean the television?
The TV show.
Television show. Yeah, I thought that was renewed pretty much during the middle of season 1, right?
Yeah, so I think the new show is coming like next year. So I would assume the new season and the new game and the remaster is gonna be like right at the same time.
Yeah. The television series definitely, that got renewed. I'm pretty sure before they even wasn't that the one they actually renewed it before the first episode even aired.
Oh, maybe, because I mean, it did extremely well. It's like, isn't it like Amazon's one of Amazon's more successful shows?
Critically, it was very well received, right? So yeah, that'd be awesome to have that kind of coincide. That'd be great. I think like Phil said it, hey, we should have had something to go along with this, right? Even if it was something with an expansion of Fallout 76, right? Just something, anything, but they didn't have anything to go with it. And maybe that's what they're planning to do with Fallout 3 Remaster, which hopefully will be at the same level. We'll see, right?
Yeah. I think it has to be. You can't, this is kind of once you step into this realm, it's kind of like the standard that they have to, go by now. So,
yeah.
You can't, anything that you quote unquote remaster has to kind of look like the Elder Scrolls now, probably. Which, they're well versed in UE now, so it's probably won't be a problem.
A much more interesting question is, what does Elder Scrolls 6 look like? Because it's not in UE. So are they gonna take a step back in graphical fidelity because it's not UE? I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting one, right?
Yeah. I was talking about this. Oh,
I'm back.
Hey.
Sorry. Goddamn. Fucking duty call sometimes, and work decides that they, people want
the chat was stuck between, you having a Shaq moment from last night, or they said you fell out your booster seat. So
interesting.
Oh, wow.
You see, that's love. That's love right there, for sure. But I heard you guys talking about Elder Scrolls 6, right? I just kind of had a call. I came back.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. He dropped the idea of the Elder Scrolls 6 in the comments of the show earlier,
Mhm.
somebody brought up a question, and I mean, I want to bring it up here and let's talk about it, because they literally are keeping the creation engine, right? The creation engine is there. It is the entire backbone of the game, and they are essentially, they called it the head is creation engine and then the body is Unreal, right? So what's to say that Elder Scrolls 6 is not done identically? What's to say they don't go ahead and have their creation engine 2.0 running the ship, and then Unreal Engine 5 point whatever the hell level they're
Is
at
the
that point
rendering engine.
is rendering it?
Yeah,
I can
I
see
mean
that.
that is, yeah, it's a possibility. It's if the Bethesda Game Studios team is capable of handling that, right? Virtuous kind of did this whole thing for them. Maybe that's in conjunction, and that's the path they take, and say, hey, we're going to take the learnings of that and apply that to Elder Scrolls 6 and then Fallout 5 and on and on. Very viable. That's a possibility, and why not, right? That way you don't have to really lose anything. Another interesting thought in that specific thing is, would that be the way you keep Halo, even though it's in UE? Because you could still take some components of how Halo works and say, you know what, UE can be the rendering engine, but the actual like game mechanics could still be, it's now Slip Space, I think,
Yeah,
but it
Slip
was
Space, yeah.
Wham or Bam or Wham or something, like whatever it used to be called, right? But basically, whatever the engine is of Halo that keeps Halo, right? That you can say, hey, you could still just plug that stuff in, and it's still there, and UE still does all the rendering for us, and so the graphics look fantastic. But when you play in the gunplay, it's that that
I mean,
awesome gunplay that they
I
have with Halo.
I really see that as a viable option, 100%.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. When you go ahead and think about how long these games take to make, right? For a game like Elder Scrolls 6, what would you say is going to be the most time consuming thing that they have to deal with? And I would assume that would be like populating the world, all the art assets that are going to go into this massive open world. If you have Unreal Engine as your art pipeline where all that stuff is living, it's a lot easier to hire a bunch of people who are very familiar with Unreal than to hire people to be like, hey, let us teach you how to use the creation engine 2.0
I mean, they
tool.
have their team, right? So they definitely have their team. But yeah, if you wanted to have other people help you do it,
If you want to get more
absolutely.
people to bring it in faster, right? To
Yeah,
make the game come sooner, right?
I mean, part of it is going to be the voice acting. Obviously, that's still work, right? So that's going to take time.
Yep.
But to even do that, you have to have the story writers do all of that, right? So the first thing is, like, because this is an RPG, right? It's not a straight linear story. It makes it much easier. It's an RPG, so things can change, right? So you have to first have every branch, every potential outcome. This character might have very different interactions with you based on what you've done outside of that, right? So there might be 40 different things that person might say versus like the one line, right? So they have to have all that mapped out, all the story writing done. Then they have to hand it off to people who do the actual voice over for it, right? And so that part also takes time, right? But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of asset work that needs to be done. That's done in parallel, right? But that's why these games are what they are, right? It's so
well. So imagine being able to break up the engine work, right? So if you're saying, hey, all you artists and everybody who we have doing all that stuff, you're using Unreal Engine 5, do what you know how to do, obviously in the way that we need it to be done, but go ahead, get all that work done. And then that's just going to plug right in on top of creation, and they don't have to spend any time teaching new hires to do that stuff. And if they were a company that maybe didn't necessarily invest in hiring too many new people because of time and their desire to get this out sooner rather than later, this is a way that you can hire really qualified people who haven't been part of your company the entire time, and they just literally start and tell them what to do. As opposed to if you hire any of these new people, if they're going to use Creation Engine flat, then you're going to have a ramp up time for every single person you bring in, because they have to get up to date on how to use your engine. Right? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Pharaoh, I think your feedback is like super duper high. It's like super duper high because it's picking
That
up
better?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Let me get the homie Boss Red 77 in the building. Member for 14 months. My dude. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Says, don't tell me Game Pass ain't for the win. Oblivion downloaded and waiting for me to get home while Pony's praying they got enough to buy it on Friday's check. Oh, shit. Damn. Woo.
But you know what?
I mean,
Ponies, keep buying. Please keep buying. We keep
buying.
taking the cash on the Xbox side and keep feeding our Game Pass.
It's a beautiful circle. It's a beautiful circle. But I mean, Game Pass, I mean, how much longer do you think people are going to try to belittle Game Pass and the users of Game Pass as being broke, when clearly this is just, I mean, the access is just so good, right? Like nobody says,
sure.
man, you're broke, you have Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy work, right? No, nobody's ever gonna say that, right? Matter of fact, it kind of feels like the opposite. It's like, you don't got Netflix because it's tight. Is that why you can't? You don't want access to the amazing shows, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
I don't think at this point. I think the only thing that keeps people from, I guess, the Xbox platform is, maybe people don't realize that like PlayStation first party is like essentially like dead at this point until next generation. Just because they canceled a bunch of games and everything else is in development. And then also Xbox kind of, whether it's their fault or not, they have a little bit of a gap in third party content to where they miss out on certain games. And even though the games aren't necessarily like these big major games, people give them shit for it, and it makes the brand kind of look bad, even though these games aren't necessarily extremely popular. So once they kind of close that gap with, whether it be with Steam Store integration on the next generation console or whatever, and they realize that like, hey, PlayStation first party actually is like shit right now, I think you're going to start to see that shift. Because like, why am I going to keep buying these games when I can get them in a subscription service? And if I really love them, I can buy them. But I mean, like, God, who's had a 6-week run like this? Like from a first party perspective, like just like you're getting South of Midnight, Oblivion, Towerborn, Doom, all within like a 6-week period. And then not to mention the third party support that you're getting from Blueprints and Expedition 33. So it's a crazy 6 weeks that Adamfall. It's a crazy 6-week run that Xbox is having right now. I don't think we've really seen anything quite like it. So I mean, and the scary part is that I think they have the ability to kind of maintain this cadence for quite a bit of time, with leveraging their partnerships and how many first party studios they have. So I'm not saying they're going to have a 6 weeks like this for 52 straight weeks, but the amount of games, they'll be able to stretch them out a little bit different when GTA is not in the picture for sure. In the following years, they'll be able to release 10 to 15 games a year every year. And
I mean, we probably will have equivalent 6 weeks at the end of the year. We got
Yeah.
Outer Worlds, we got Ninja Gaiden 4, we've got Call of Duty, we've got what else do we? I know there's another one, right? The Gears collection that is supposedly happening. It was either E-Day or Gears, Marcus Phoenix collection. So that's gonna potentially happen. We don't know what summer surprises we have. We supposedly have more games coming this year that they're going to announce at Showcase.
Yeah, and they still have partner deals that we don't know about that are coming this year. So I mean, like I said, they'll be able to do this.
Wu Chang still to come, right?
Yep.
There's like all these like whatever. There's too much, and so it is viable that we have another 6-week stretch that's like that. Yeah, that is possible.
Yeah, and
then next year gets even more crazy.
And they'll be able to start over again with the next developer direct. They could do another shadow drop of something, and just hit the ground running all over again.
To your point about like, should people be considering the move to Xbox? GameStop just gave me $420 to trade in my Series X. $420. $420.
You did
$420. Yeah,
you get more money to trade in a Xbox Series X than you do a base PlayStation 5 right now. Yes,
exactly. $420 to trade in. Now I just happen to like I have a guest room and we had that there, and unfortunately, my nephew was born, so we changed the guest room into his changing station, right? So it's just sitting there doing nothing. I'm like, fuck it, I'll trade this in, right? And so I've been waiting for it to kind of go up in price. It was up and up and up and up and up. And at $420, I just got $420 to trade in a Series X that I bought for $350 brand new.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, demand for the X is going up at the moment. So people are starting to buy Xboxes more.
Yeah, and there's low inventory, right? I've been looking to get that 2 terabyte. It's just not available. Every time I look, it's out of stock. So it's out of stock all the time.
It's crazy. It's almost like the narrative that they spin is full of shit.
Yeah.
But, hey, whatever. So Switch 2 is what that 420 will go towards until I can find the Series X 2 terabyte at some point. But yeah, it's just the way it is. But yeah, you can get $420 for a Series X trade-in right now. That's how much value it has right now.
What's the PlayStation value right now?
Free something.
It's $330, and the 420 happens because there's a special going on, and I think it becomes $360. I think something like that. So it's not as much as the Series X. So you certainly it's like off by almost $100.
The Series X was like $385 or something like that before the bump.
Yep. So there you go, right? I mean, that's nuts. And PSA for those who are actually going to try to get the Switch 2 and the GameStop trade-in deal, where you get a higher price for your trade-in for your Switch consoles, you have to get the pre-order and then take the pre-order receipt and then do the trade-in, and then you'll get the higher values. And you can have multiples, by the way, so you can actually trade in multiple Switch consoles with the higher value. So for those trying to do that, just PSA if you do actually want the trade-in value for the Switch 2.
Are they giving good trade-in values for the Switches?
So the Lite is $100, the normal is $125, and the OLED is $175 trade-in value.
Not great, but not
towards the Switch 2. Otherwise, they're lower, much lower than that. But if you're getting a Switch 2 pre-order, you can get that much for each one of those. So
that's wild.
Isn't there supposed to be like some sort of save transfer data thing to where it's not really advantageous for you to trade in your primary Switch?
No, because you can use the cloud. So
okay,
it'll still pull your stuff from the cloud.
But you gotta trust the cloud. You gotta trust Nintendo to go ahead and be there.
Like
you're gonna
Nintendo
be like, I trust them. Go to download your shit. Go up there. That was in the cloud. That was just fog. What is this? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I'm just seeing some of the messages. Yeah, that is for store credit only. So if you're looking for cash out, it's different for store credit. So, but for me, that's good enough because I'll just use it towards the Switch 2. I'm just gonna get the Switch 2 with it. So,
yeah, we do have the homie RC Polygons in the building with that $10 super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for being here. Says, panel, what is the % chance of Microsoft buying these publishers like Take-Two and Valve? Both companies look very stable from my knowledge. So how would Microsoft get them to agree to a buyout?
So with the private Valve, it's really just a question of, is Gabe Newell at the point of saying, fuck it, right? It's just up to him.
Yeah.
So, and everybody says that I'm not going to do this. Put enough zeros in front of it, and you'll eventually say,
Minecraft dude. Minecraft dude literally said, not, if I'm not mistaken, literally said like not too long before that he doesn't plan on selling the company or selling Minecraft, that he doesn't need to, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, motherfucker sold it and is trying to buy a house bidding against
a lot of
Jay-Z
these
and
things.
Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. A lot of these things come down to like, hey, I want to run my company the way I'm running my company, but all that can be put in legalese, right? So, you could just, as long as they keep doing what they're doing. And look, Valve, just think of Bungie, right? Bungie had this sweet ass deal with the contingency that you got to keep making money. Now, in the case of Valve, that's easy. They have Steam. So they're just going to keep printing cash, right? So that's easy. And you just say in legalese for the next 30 years, you will not F with the standard publishing arm of Valve and let them keep doing the thing they keep doing. Fair enough, right? Because look, the games they make are killer to begin with anyway, right? So let them keep doing it, whatever. So, and then you just keep printing money with that Steam, the store. Just go ahead. So that's really just a contract that needs to be set up in a way that Gabe says, fuck it. Here you go. Right? Because how much longer is he going to keep working? Isn't he like 60 somewhere? Like he needs to just figure out what's the next step. Right?
Like he could literally do that without anyone buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like he could just be done himself and just say fuck it. So,
but might as well take the billions, right?
Exactly.
Well,
I'm saying, like, why would you not take
account?
They would give him so much money, bro.
Yeah.
That's
so
wild.
You get rich off
that one. Take Two is public, right? So in that case, well, first they would want to make the deal anyways, and I'm sure they could make a mutually acceptable deal if they wanted to make one. But ultimately, since it's public, they could just say, here's my offer at X amount, well above your current publicly traded stock price, which requires them to go to their board and stock shareholders to say, do you want to accept this? Right? It's exactly how the big famous one, right, that happened a few years ago is Twitter, right? You could just say, hey, I'm going to pay you X amount over your current price, take it or leave it. And you have to actually bring it to the board and have to actually ask your shareholders, because if it's a very good deal, you cannot say no. You have to bring it to them. And if they say, gee, I'm making 40% more, bring it on. Then guess what? It's done.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just
simple. Whether Microsoft wants it or not.
Literally, that's it. Because again, they're not even doing this on like borrowed. No. Here, cash. Take it, cash. So they could easily do that. So it's just a question of what would they want to do it or not. That's on the Microsoft side. The flip side, I don't think Phil would do it unless both sides agree to it, because he wants people who want to be with him, right? So, but that can all be worked out too, right? I don't see that being a major issue, because look, Microsoft doesn't care anymore as far as keeping exclusives. So it's not going to change much for the folks at Take-Two. Would there be any like layoffs or something like that? Maybe, but look, they're already doing that anyway. Take-Two's still doing layoffs. They just did them this year. So that's not new news. So whatever, is it viable? Sure. I don't know that it changes much for anybody as far as like the hate of this group or that group. If it's owned by Phil, is it going to be that much different than owned by, is it Zelnick? Is that the guy right now, right? So whatever. I think they would just keep him in place anyway, because there's nothing wrong with that guy, right? So it's like, yeah, just keep him in place, whatever. You just keep running this. We just not want all these games to be Game Pass standard. Keep bringing the money, right? They now own Zynga and King. So there you go.
Yeah, that would be crazy, because the mobile market is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, that's crazy. So for you, what would you say is a % chance that you think that might happen? One of those purchases. That was his question. What is the % chance?
I'd say 70% for Valve. 75%. I think it's just whenever Gabe's ready to retire, they'll have the opportunity. It's just a matter of, does it make sense for them after they've made so much investment into their store, into their platform? Does it make sense to purchase Steam at that point? But I would put it at 75%. I think they'll be able to buy Steam whenever he's ready to be done.
Yeah, look, I as far as Valve, I think that's really a question for Gabe as to where he is. Percent chance, if Gabe is interested, I mean, you can't say no to that. You have to take it. So if Gabe is interested, then I think it's like 100%. You just do it. You have to, right? If Gabe's not interested, then it becomes more a question mark of what happens. He's 62. It's kind of getting there, right? So I mean, he can figure out a succession plan, but I don't know. He's been kind of chummy with Microsoft lately. So I think that's a very high likelihood that is a possibility. Yeah. I don't know where they are on ABK yet, because that FTC thing is still kind of lingering. I don't know what the hell is happening with that.
Is it? Didn't the FTC already switch hands? Like
they did. That doesn't mean that the case goes away.
She's out. Maybe right, it's not even maybe they just forgot that it exists and it's just sitting there looking stupid.
That would be awesome. But unless they actually withdraw the case, I don't know what's going on with that. So if the FTC says we're not going to bother anymore, that's great. Then that whole thing is done, and now they can move on to the next thing. So yeah, as far as Take-Two, I would say it's probably like a 30% chance that they do actually pull that. Again, they win with Call of Duty. That happened, right? It won. And it's definitely helping Game Pass, but it's also solidifying their bottom line, right? Thanks. So that is absolutely working, right? And you just saw the giddiness of Satya and Amy when they were talking about Call of Duty already did this for us, right? They're like, they love it. They are loving that. And if you had another one like that, that would absolutely solidify the gaming division as one of their top, profit makers for Microsoft. And they absolutely are looking for that, right? So would they be happy to have GTA that keeps selling bazillion copies every month? You're damn right they would. Absolutely would love to do that. And you know why it sells, right? It's because they have I don't know what the pack is, but they basically have a multiplayer pack that's cheaper to get if you just buy the game again. So people just keep buying the game again. It's like, okay, well, why not? Right? It doesn't. So it's not like, hey, even if it's in Game Pass, you're just gonna buy it again because you get that pack. It doesn't even matter. So just keep buying the game. And so this is just craziness, like for the way that works out. And why not? Right? They would love to have that. NBA 2K. All the other games they have, which are great, but it's just NBA 2K is a franchise that keeps going, right? And you just keep making money off of it, right? So, and again, they'll put it everywhere. They don't care. They'll expand it to wherever they can. So it's a win-win if they want to pull it off. I think Valve is the big one to get that whole Windows store. That would just be so important to have that for the Xbox vision to really solidify.
Facts.
They can just create partnerships, but it is so much better to just own it.
Yeah,
agreed. Game Pass will get a whole new lease on life as well with Steam. You bring Game Pass to Steam.
Oh my god!
Oh, if you bring Game Pass to Steam, then they're gonna cruise to 100 million Game Pass subs, because the PC once Game Pass is integrated into Steam, the PC community will be like, oh, Game Pass is finally on PC. You have that community of people. So yeah, and those people will gladly buy into Game Pass once it was integrated into Steam and they were able to do their mod the way they wanted to.
Agreed. We do have the homie Mac22TH54 with that $5 super chat, man. To be here, says Game Pass, got it on my PC.
I can play the song. Xbox. I think I have it here.
Xbox.
There it is.
Xbox. Game Pass. Got it on my PC and my Xbox. Game Pass.
Oh my God. All right, look at that. There you go, Mac. He says, "Can't get that damn song out of my head. Can't get that."
Now it'll be
damn
stuck there
song
even
out
longer.
of my head. Now it's in there. Now it ain't going nowhere. Yeah. It's funny because that song was done at a time where it wasn't even as like popping. Like right now is the craziest time. Like crazy with Game Pass. Like it's just too insane. It's too insane. All right. Let me get we haven't really, I mean, there's been so much talk about different things that kind of throw away the whole back and forth of my chapter situation. This might just have to stay one big chapter. But I saw this and I was like, yeah, this makes sense to me. This is the world that we live in right now, and why things look so bad in comparison when you think of, first party and what's happening. Just a reminder, okay? When you come over here and you do this, you do a little zoomy zoom. Let me do that. All right, here we go. So you do that, all right, and then hit this button. Then we go over here. Boom. This is some pretty damning shit. Okay. So this is somebody who's talking about remasters. This is Days Gone. Okay. PlayStation just remastered the game. On the left,
So do we need to break out a magnifying glass? Where the fuck is the difference?
I think it actually gets worse in the remaster. I'm not gonna lie. I think the remaster is blurrier. I think the pisser, because the pisser's on the remaster.
God.
So when you turn on your pisser, you all of a sudden end up with the blur. But this is it. This is what they consider a remaster.
Wow.
And then this is essentially, what we just got. Right. Like this, and then you look at this. Like, what are we even talking about here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
Like,
pretty
how
bad.
can PlayStation run around and slap a label like remaster on a game like Days Gone? And that'd be okay, like legally. Like, don't you feel at some point they're gonna be like, bitch, what did you remaster? You know what I'm saying? Like, what got remastered? It makes no sense.
You know what we need to do? We need to create a new device. It's called the pisser glasses, and we
A pisser glass.
That might have a different use than gaming.
That's real wild. That's real wild right there. That's real wild right
man.
Oh my god. Yeah, that'd be a problem. But even like, I don't have a picture of it, but it's not just PlayStation, right? Fucking Nintendo just came out and showed us that for $80 you can buy Mario Kart World. Okay. Now, if you went ahead and did a side by side of Mario Kart World and Mario Kart 8, which is 12 years old, right? Or 11 years old already. There's also not that much of a difference. Like, it's clearer, yes, but it's not like, oh my god, like that. It's definitely, for goddamn sure, it's nothing like this leap, right? You're not seeing this big drastic leap. And that's a game that's 14 years old, or I'm sorry, 11 years old versus Mario Kart World. So it's like you're not too far off between PlayStation and Nintendo with coming out here and trying to sell us some shit that clearly is not a huge difference. And that's a new game. That's not even a remaster. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a brand new game, and it looks so similar to the old game. I don't know, how do you justify this? How can these people come out here and say, "Yep, this is cool"?
You justify it based on the fact that your community doesn't have any standards of you providing increased quality when you re-release something. Um,
Mm. So
they've
it's
proven
own
over
fault.
and over again that they can just, pee on you with the pisser,
Mm,
tell you that it's water or rain.
mm.
I remember a distinct thing called top quality.
Top
Where did that
quality.
go? Where did that go?
Nowhere. Gone. What's the quality?
Yeah, I mean, like this generation for PlayStation has to be pretty disappointing, right? I mean, I don't know if PlayStation fans are very happy with what they're getting. The exclusives they've had so far, they've had a couple of big ones, but mostly it's been third-party indie type games.
Yep.
And you can't tell me those are big bangers. They're not, right? You certainly can't tell me it's the equivalent of even Oblivion Remaster. Like, come on, this is blowing away whatever they've got. It's just a fact. And this is a freaking 20-year-old game. If you look at some of the other games that Xbox is putting out, it's just not even close. Now,
Yeah.
I'll say Nintendo will probably keep up. Unfortunately, even with $80, they'll still probably keep up on sales. They will. But like PlayStation has not had a good freaking console gen this so far. It's sales wise for the console great, but sales wise for the games mediocre, and a lot of their games have been not so good. It's just the way it is as far as sales.
And from a
They've
next
got
gen standpoint, they're basically
and
PS4 games that run better on a
that's really it. A
card.
lot of it's been PS4
Right.
games. Okay, and that's fine that they happen to have PS5 editions. Fine, whatever, right? But their PS5 games, Spider-Man 2 is probably the most, like, as far as sales, and I think it's now profitable. I think, but that's really it, right? The other ones were Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. Like those did not sell at all. They had the new Astro game, which barely sold. Like, I don't know, man. It's not been a great gen for them, but I don't know. We'll see if something changes over the next few years. I don't know how long this gen is going to go for them. That's another thing, right? Is this going to be 27, 28, 29? I don't know, right? So we'll see how far they stretch this. But like this has been a pretty disappointing generation so far as their games. I think Helldivers 2 did pretty good. That was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really a standard PlayStation type, banger? Not really, but it's a good game, and it came out on PC. Thankfully, did well over there. I don't know. I don't like. So is Marathon going to be a big game? I don't know. We'll see.
No.
But again,
Yo,
did
you bring up Marathon?
Buying a PlayStation? Yeah, Marathon's the next Bungie game, right? So, I don't. But is that really a reason people are going to buy a PlayStation? I don't think so. I just don't. This just feels like a very lackluster. It kind of feels like the Xbox One gen. To be honest, It feels like that generation, right? Where it started strong. They actually had some good games at the beginning of the Xbox One gen, and then it kind of teetered. It was just like, and then like whimpered in, and then it started to get better, but like it really took the Xbox Series generation to start bringing the games, and now we're just drowning in games. We're just drowning. So much keeps coming out. It's hard to keep up. Right.
It's
and
like
Game Pass feeds us third party and first party. You're like, oh my gosh, just stop. There's so much.
Yeah.
So, hey, this is the world we're in versus that generation of PlayStation. And I hate to compare it to PlayStation, but like that's what we're seeing here. They've been throwing out way more remasters than new games. And that's just not a good place to be. Like that's all you've got. That kind of sucks. I don't mind remasters. But like, you gotta have other games to come out with it, right? It just can't be remaster. You gotta have other new IPs, new games from even current series, whatever it is. But It's lackluster over there, man. It's just I don't know. And I'm sure there are some PlayStation fans that are being realistic about that and saying, where are the games? Because I've seen some of those clips. And then there are some that are just not really calling it out. And they should call it out. It's not good. Right? Because like if we go back to the Xbox One mid-gen, a lot of us Xbox fans are saying, where are the games? Literally, the first thing I said to Matt Booty when I talked to him was, "Nice, but where are the games for this year? Where are my games? Like, what's going on?" Right? So, just telling them, "Hey, I expect to play games. I like this is where you are isn't quite there, guys." And it's fair that they needed more time, but it's like, yeah, but I'm a consumer and I want my games.
Yeah.
I want to play games.
So let me ask you: Is it? I'm asking this almost as a it's obviously. I feel like even just thinking about asking it, it just feels so asinine. But like, the idea is though that Xbox is not doing the norm, right? They're going above and beyond, whereas like PlayStation is kind of doing the norm, right? Like previous years, like before things started ramping up, like you would get to a fall game. Like from Xbox, it was always like the big fall, right? And then you might get a smaller game earlier, right? It's normally like one or two games. That was the norm. And I just feel like Xbox said fuck that, and they're just blowing that whole idea out the water, which in turn
they're going nuts.
is another part of the Matt Booty saga, right? To spend them out of business. They are producing at a rate that neither Nintendo nor PlayStation could do. Hell, combined, they could not pump out as many first-party games as Xbox is doing now. And when
Nintendo does put out that many games, but they're much lower budget.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Just
I'm
keep
talking
that in
about
mind.
like the caliber of game. And I mean, like Nintendo, what have they released anything this year yet?
This year, yes. I can tell you what. Well, I only track first party output. They've got like what you might consider first party games that are done by third parties. But yes, they have had a couple of games that come out this year so far. I'll have to just open up my spreadsheet on that. But yeah, they have had a couple of games come out already. And then they'll have a lot more obviously coming out with the Switch too, right? But Nintendo. So I think Princess Peach, was that last year or this year? I think that was this year. The Showtime thing. Let me just look it up.
If it was this year, it was January because I remember we were in New York.
Yeah. Princess
So it's
Peach,
either end of last year or very early
release.
this year. That one guy said the Xenoblade Chronicle X port.
Nope, that was last year. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. That came out. Yep. But yeah, there have been. I can also look at this site now that it's back. Game Informer. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you think about the output that Xbox has,
yeah, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, a remaster. Okay, that came out.
So I mean, so really, like no one is essentially functioning at the level of Xbox, right? And I'm talking about leaving the thing about Nintendo and why I never could take them seriously or really care about any of their output is that it's either it's like the old Halo Gears Forza, right? It's just Mario, Donkey Kong, Peach, like you know what I'm saying? Like this is the rotation, right? They're just on a rotation of games that get released, right?
Yeah.
So like Xbox is functioning in a way that just it doesn't make any sense.
Well, they've done something
to be able
that
to
no one's ever done. Yeah. I mean, they bought they created one major publishing house, and then they bought two other major publishing houses. And usually if something like that, if a company were to do something like that, they would consolidate and strip it down bare and just keep what's most valuable. But Microsoft hasn't done that. They've kept all these publishers pretty much as intact as possible and kept them with the exact same output. And in some cases they've expanded their output by, giving them increased funding to be able to do more. And we haven't seen that in the gaming industry. I mean, that doesn't really happen in business in general. Typically, when you buy a company, you kind of shrink it down and make it fit to what specifically you bought them for. So, yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, just the two, by the way, those two are the ones that they've had. So,
so a port
and then of course
and
there's going to be a bunch coming out with the new console.
look at the this is the game right now. This was the game back then.
Yeah, which back then was great, but like, yeah, it's obviously night and day different.
But you know what's crazy? Like, by memory, that's what the game looks like in your head when you think back of like when you used to play. Like, it looked just like that, but then you go back and plug it up. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
then
shit,
you
what
see
is
it, and you're like, what the hell
Yeah,
was this shit? But it was like the most beautiful looking game that I had ever seen up until that point. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. But that's the reality, man. Like they came in here and they did something amazing. And it's, again, just the fact that they have these IP. I mean, obviously right now there's this big clamoring after seeing this, right? What do you think is out there now? Well, clearly we need a Fallout 3 remaster, right? That's what everybody else is. That's what they're all screaming for now, right? Because they saw what was capable by this studio who has all this, fucking amazing, legacy of games, and you can go and pick something out that was a transformative experience and do it again, right? Do it again, especially on these games that are not getting a release in the series for a while. So, for instance, Fallout 5 is coming God knows when, right? But a Fallout 3 remaster in this kind of, in this way is, very possible, right? I mean, do you think that the success of this, if they haven't already fast-tracked if they already haven't been working on Fallout, do you think this is gonna kind of speed up
they already had it scheduled to come out, right? The FTC leak had both of these.
Oh, that's right. That's I completely forgot. Oh shit.
So it's likely, and I think Pharaoh, you were mentioning, right? Like earlier, I think you were gone, CMoney was that the new TV season will start next year.
Yeah, I think next year.
So maybe this would coincide, right, to kind of come out around the same time as the new season starts, and that would be a fantastic thing to do, right? So yeah, that hopefully they'll have it ready by then, and hopefully it'll be something similar. It'll be a much bigger upgrade. It's the same thing. It's creation engine. Put UE5 around it. So if they can make it work here, they can make it work there. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with it. But yeah, I would expect that to be hopefully next year. Hopefully it comes out next year.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense because when you see, like, it just breathes new light. Like, so for me, I know there's a lot of people who haven't played Oblivion, right? Because of the age. I'm one of the people who never played Fallout 3. So
yeah, I never got to play it either.
If they were to remaster that, it would be, in fact, a brand new game to me because I never experienced the first one. But they have that ability now, right? Like they could just pepper in. Like this was literally not on this year's map. We didn't know this game was coming out this year. Obviously, the rumors were there, but it wasn't part of it. We didn't know. We had so many games that are actually physically confirmed, either that came out or coming out this year, that it would be almost like crazy to think about that this is here now. And this is a big, like a massive, huge game. Right? Like this is not a small release. This is not like a cute, we remastered this game, enjoy. No, this is a full-fledged Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
That's released like it belongs here today, like in this time. And again, a lot of people haven't played it. Any people who did play it are still in a position where it's like it's almost a brand new experience for a lot of people.
And they're
right?
not
So
charging you full price, which is also
that's
kind
the
of cool.
that's the other thing that I wanted to kind of dive into is the idea that in a world where Mario Kart is charging $80, like Nintendo's charging $80 for a new Mario Kart game, and PlayStation charges full price for their remasters, right? Like when these games were dropping,
Some of them
they're-
aren't. Yeah, a lot of them are.
is this what was that name of that game that we just saw? The motorcycle game from them? Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
How much is that remaster?
Full price, 70.
Let's see.
$10 if you already own it for the upgrade, but it's a full price game.
That's real wild. That's true.
I think it's 50.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. Priced at $50.
Look at them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Finally-
PlayStation got some sense
finally
finally.
getting it. There you go. Well,
Yeah.
so
50
that makes Nintendo look even worse. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy talk.
Yeah,
Um,
everybody agrees on that one. That's just nuts. And by the way, charging $10 for like a up-res of Zelda, get the hell out of here. Like they didn't add any features, nothing. In fact, supposedly they removed the freaking cloud saves, which hopefully isn't the case, but like if they really haven't done that, because that's all rumor based on some bad posts so far, right? But based on the website having something that got taken down. But if that's the case, like, come on. How do you even do that? Like, how are you taking away cloud saves in a new generation? Are you insane? Like, they just, oh my God.
Makes
And
no
charging
sense.
$10 for a game that came out, what was it, 2 years ago? Come on.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, agreed. Now, this is the thing though, right? This game is almost 20 years old, right? So the idea that they did this much work to this game, remember, it wasn't just not just the visuals. They went in there, they did animation work, they did sound, they added lines of dialogue, like they went and they redid dialogue in different, different
each
tones and
species.
things like that.
Yeah.
For each species. So like they did a lot.
Yeah, we
They did
talked
a
through all
lot.
that. And it's very, very useful. Like I love that because that means that they could do that to other games, the older ones, and bring them to a modern setting, right? So they changed some of the RPG mechanics to give you, a different way to skill up based on different, things from Skyrim. Like that's cool. So they are able to tweak some of that and not just have it exactly 1-to-1. The gameplay mechanics are going to be modernized, and the fighting will now have better animations. Strikes will actually have like sparks or blood, right? Things like that just weren't there before. Like this is great stuff because that means you could do that for the older games. I hope they do that. Todd was against updating the older games. I'm like, yeah, why though? Like if this works, why not do this to Elder Scrolls 1, 2, and 3? Why not do this to Fallout 1 and 2? Right? We're already getting 3 anyways, right? Fallout 3. So you go, why not do that to the older games and bring them to a modern audience, right? Like I had no interest in playing Fallout Elder Scrolls 1 and 2 because they're totally different types of games. But it's like if you made them into something like this, heck yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
If you could redo Morrowind, which I gave up on, I would love to play that game because supposedly that's even better than Oblivion. But
Yeah.
I just gave up on it, like because of the mechanics. And it's like, well, if you could make that into something like this, hell yeah, bring it on. That would be awesome. I don't know how many people would love to play that. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Just look at the freaking, it's like 180,000 players are playing this right now on freaking Steam alone. Like, what? Why not? I just don't understand the mindset to say, let's lock this to the way it used to be like 60 years ago. Not 60 years, but like 30 years ago. Like, why? Why would you want to do that when you could bring it to modern game mechanics? Why not?
It might just be a perspective thing to where, like, when it was just, him and, Bethesda was its own private company, like the resources that they'd have to commit towards doing that.
No, he said this recently. This is
but
last
I'm
year.
saying he might still be stuck in that. That's what I'm saying. He still might be stuck in that mindset, and how this may have gotten done is Phil was like, you don't have to do anything. We have this company. We can, let them do it, and they're gonna keep it true to the original. And they probably got Todd's blessing in that manner, even though he was like, I don't know, I'm not really comfortable with other people touching my game. But now that this is working out the way that it has, he may be more comfortable letting other people touch his.
Well, the thing is that you actually hear it. You actually hear it. I don't know why this video is playing so slow. You actually hear it in the reveal where they said, well, we said the only way we're going to do this is if we can do it XYZ, right? So you can already tell that it clearly wasn't them. I don't think this was a Bethesda joint. I think this Xbox and Phil being like, hey,
no, this was before Xbox bought them. So they had both of these on the docket to be done, and it was something they were doing before Xbox bought them. So
that's right.
I don't know what
that leak. So that was definitely before, but I feel like the way maybe it's just the scale of it, right? Like as much as they had the work in progress, I feel like it's almost like Starfield. Like think about how they were going to release Starfield, right? In 2021 if Xbox One had bought it, right? It was not going to be what it is. This was scheduled for 2022, the next year. And I mean, it looks phenomenal, but clearly it wouldn't have been this level of polish. It wouldn't have been this level of beauty, right? This is really now with the freedom of Xbox that allows them to actually go ahead and do. I would love to get the actual like word from them, like almost like Psychonauts, when it's like, yeah, we had this game, but like because Microsoft bought us, we added this, we added this, we added this. Like I want to know what was pre and post purchase of Microsoft that we're seeing in this game. You know what I'm saying? Is it the extra voice, the extra voiceovers, right, to change the different species and stuff? Like that might be one of the things. I don't know what it is, but it's clearly bigger than they anticipated because they went a whole nother year after. Like everything was on a 2-year delay from that list, and this is on a 3rd year, right? So this is 3 years after the time. So man, I would love to see that.
Yeah, kind of like a situation where they had these plans and Phil was like, yeah, these are great plans, but we can execute all of this a lot better now that, we're a team, and we can help you guys in ways that, you couldn't have done this before.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a benefit from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a huge benefit from it. And even when you just see this thing, man, like I played, like I said, for an hour, and I'm going to post the video so that it can be up there. But like I ended right when I got out of the tunnels, right? So out of the tunnels, out into the open world. And it's just like, holy shit, right? You could tell they didn't quite perfect the idea of the reveal of the open world, right? Where, normally you kind of open a door or something and like you come out to it, where this kind of, you just kind of load into the open world from the dungeon. But I mean, stunning. Immediately it's beautiful. Immediately you have that feeling like, oh my God, where do I want to go? I'm saying, what direction do I want to walk? Right. That's the type of game that this is. And it's just realized at a level that it really hasn't been realized before. What a phenomenal opening of this game, for real. It's crazy. Did you guys watch the actual reveal earlier?
Yeah, I watched it. I was there at 11 a.m.
Nice.
I had to watch it afterwards, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the reveal, it was like the perfect reveal. Bro, they did the build up, right? They talked a lot about the original, showed you a lot of original footage, and then they did that switch over when they started talking about, what the new game is, and like, Jesus, it was like an 11 out of 10 for me. I don't. What would you guys rate the actual reveal itself, like just from you watching it?
I mean, I thought the reveal did a pretty good job of telling us the story of why they're doing it, how they're doing it, the passion they had behind it, and some of just the graphics and the upgrades and all that. Like the whole, I haven't played it yet, right? So I'll reserve judgment on that. But based on what they've shown me, it's a home run, right? Because like this is what you want when you get a remake or remaster, and they're calling it remaster. This is pretty close to a remake, but it is 1-to-1, fair enough. But you're changing the game mechanics. You're not just touching things up, right? You're really bringing this to a modern gameplay as far as what they're doing, right? So it feels like a remake, but okay, I'll give it to them that it's kind of a remaster. But if you're doing a remaster, this is a remaster. Like this is what you want to see, right? Bring things to such a level that it's like you don't need a magnifying glass to see what the hell's different. It's just blatant in your face how much better this looks, how much more they've added to it, right? How they've made the game more accessible for today's audience, right? It's like this is great. This is a good job. I have to play it to confirm, but just what they showed is like, yeah, this is what I wanted, right? It's a home run. It's really a home run. So I guess I hope the gameplay works out to be the same. But so far, I haven't heard too many negatives. Like people are playing, hundreds of thousands of playing on Steam. Like it's crazy right now. So it's obviously working. Like I hope the gameplay holds up. I want to get to the point where I see one of those. I want to see the Oblivion gates. I want to go through the gate and see what it's like on the other side. I want to see what they did on that side. Like I just want to see what, because that side looks crazy, right? Even when you had it like 20 years ago, it was just this whole other weird dimension, right? So I want to see what they did with those graphics. They haven't showed it yet, right? So I want to see what they did with that side. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so far as the reveal, it was great. It was really, really good. If you need a rating, I mean, I'll just give it an A. I think it was good. It was a good direct, as it were, for Oblivion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hell of a lot better than watching the Mario Direct that they put together, which was like all I kept feeling to myself, like, why am I even watching this? Like, what is happening here? Whereas this was so, oh my God, it was exciting. What did you think about it, Pharaoh?
You know, it was a great reveal, but like my thought is like, man, it's a hell of a competition inside of Xbox. Like all these developers are like fighting their ass off to make, these great games, and like we're really, really benefiting from it. Like to have like this come out of nowhere, and then on top of that you have like Obsidian opening and closing the year with their IPs with Avowed and Outer Worlds, and I'm just like, wow, Xbox is really doing it. Like I mean, I know for years I talked about Xbox getting to a point where they had a really strong release cadence, but I did not imagine that it would be this, because like, you're factoring in what they're going to do with their first party studios, and we knew they were going to keep, third party partnerships strong in Game Pass, but with the third party partners like co-developing games and getting things like Stalker 2 and Expedition 33 and Atomfall and Wu Chang, we still haven't got a release date for that. You got Towerborn coming next week. It's just to like see all this come together, and then Bethesda to release one of the biggest Elder Scrolls games in the series in this fashion on UE5 with a creation mixed in. And I saw someone posted in here that on PC there's already 80 plus mods that are active on the remaster, which is like crazy. Like, yeah, this is just like, could you have a better release for a remaster / remake of a game? Like, this is probably the best remake that has come out as far as being available everywhere and having like full functionality day one. Because for as great as Resident Evil 2 was, and Final Fantasy VII Remake, like like that type of support came for those titles later. Whereas day one, you're getting like this full support of a title across multiple platforms, and we just haven't really seen anything like this. Like it's literally like Xbox is setting a new standard of how to do these remakes, remasters, how to release games in multiple places if you are kind of third party-ish multi-platform with it, because even like PlayStation struggles with it. I mean, a lot of these third-party publishers, they struggle with releasing releasing a game on multiple platforms day one. Xbox is really doing it. Like, we're not hearing about a lot of hiccups, with this game.
It's got the stutter from UE5 that's kind of still there.
Yeah.
On PC, at least. Oh no, it's Alex had put that out there. I started watching some of his video on that. But that is a common UE5 thing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's also on the consoles. I assume it is, but yeah, UE5 just has that little weird stutter thing that happens.
Yeah.
So,
but for the most part, it's very clean. Like, this is like it's just amazing how Xbox continues to set standards in the industry. And this year in particular, it's just like it's such a big year, and this is such a great game to remaster. And surprised with, I was just really shocked that it came with the release of Expedition 33 like in 2 days. Like, I thought, maybe doing it in May or after E3.
There has to be something. They have to be looking at the rest of the year, and they're like, nah, let's drop it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to be looking at it like, yo, we got so much on the back end. There's no way. Like, you're literally, I know people will say that Expedition 33 is a different type of game. It is, right? It's a turn-based, very different experience. There's going to be people who prefer that over this. Understood. But like, when you're talking about, there's only so much air in the room at any given time.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Some people know about that game. Some people will go and play that game. It's dropping on Game Pass. It's going to be very easy. But conversation, the talk of the town will be this game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it is Oblivion. This is the game that everyone's going to be talking about. This is the game that's going to be this is the star of the show. Like, this is what it is. I mean, April has some phenomenal games.
Yeah.
This is the star of the show.
And the craziest part is that, like, the fact that it's releasing in this window, like, Xbox doesn't necessarily consider this first half of the year their premium month to release titles. So they're telling you with a release like this that we have bigger and better, in the fall and winter time when we release, what we consider to be our, creme de la creme for the year. So I'm like,
let me ask you
bring it on at this point.
Is there a chance that they're releasing all this shit now because Grand Theft Auto is that big of a deal that they're going to just let Call of Duty handle Grand Theft Auto, and then everything else is just completely getting away from it?
No, we already know there's more games. We already know, right? So we have Call of Duty you mentioned, but we already have in the fall sometime is Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Right. And then they have Outer Worlds 2. That's the direct. So we know it's coming out this year. And
For
then
sure.
there's supposedly some other games that we don't know about. So whether that's like the Gears collection or
when are we thinking
Forza?
Grand Theft Auto is going to drop, if it's dropping this year?
Late October, early November.
So supposedly the rumors now are it's November.
Okay. So if it's November, you have still a pretty decent runway before November.
Yeah.
You June, July, August, September, October, right? You got 5 months. 5 months, you have Ninja Gaiden, you got Outer Worlds 2. We already know Call of Duty has come out at the end of October.
It can be sometime in the October timeframe. Yeah.
So
it's Forza Horizon 6 is ready to roll. That might be September.
But that could also be September, right? So if that game gets announced for this year, like, all that stuff can happen before November, and we would be stacked of like, we would have another 6-week run of just craziness before November.
I still think Gears Marcus Phoenix Collection is likely this year.
If that were to
So-
come out, I could see that as a December.
But that
game.
could be a December game because the game's
Yep.
already out. The game's never.
Yeah.
It's not like a new game, right? So this is just a
Could
collection.
be Dev Direct.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. So a different one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Dev Direct Shadow Drop.
Or like if they don't do it this year, it can drop early.
The first
next year.
month of the year. Yeah, first month of the year.
Well, and you know what the crazy shit is like we can't forget that Fable
No,
was
Fable
supposed to drop
being
this
that.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Now
That's
you got to
moved
imagine
next year.
after the success of Avowed that we're probably going to see Fable in February.
Yeah, in the spring, and then I think you'll probably get State of Decay in the fall. I think it'll probably be those two
Jesus.
next year.
But there's more. There's Perfect Dark, right?
Yeah.
Where is that going to fall?
Perfect Dark feels like a summer game.
We still got Contraband, whatever the hell that is. Everwild. I mean, there has to be a reason why Contraband randomly showed up after all these years of seeing nothing about it.
Yeah.
Randomly, they're hiring somebody now for the project, right?
Yeah, then you got
Which-
Clockwork Revolution. I mean, there's so many
Jesus
games.
Christ.
And then there's E-Day, which I think that's actually going to be the fall headliner, unless they're putting that earlier and Fable's the fall headliner. But we'll see. I don't know. There's so much.
you got
dude. I
Halo?
don't know.
You got
I
Halo?
mean, which
Yeah,
I don't know if Halo. I would hold Halo for next gen if they actually have it ready for next gen,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
what
if
I'm
they
saying.
even have it ready earlier, I'd put it out with the next gen.
I can see them
Launch that
holding a couple
console.
games for next gen. I could see them launching next gen with Halo, Gears, Forza, Elder Scrolls. I could see that
They could,
being.
and they still have OD and Blade. There's so many games, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised we get an update on one of those, like the OD or Blade at Keeley's Game Awards this year, right? Because it's probably time to see something there. We're still, I think Double Fine's ready to go with something that should be ready to roll. So there's just a lot. There's just so much, and we have stuff that we haven't heard of from ABK. There was other games that were in development at Bethesda we haven't heard about. They've created that new studio elsewhere, whatever, and then they also have that 100 something, whatever 100 star, whatever the name was. Working on something like there's just so much, and then there's stuff we don't even know about.
At some point, they're gonna have to have a vault where they have like a couple games in there that like they've been done.
Oh yeah. I think that's the case. Like
we just release it when we feel like it, or whenever there's a drought.
High on Life, right? That was High on Life was the one, right? That was the one that the Japanese. I think that was the name of it, right? The music game.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't High on Life. What was
No.
it called? What was the music game? Why am I forgetting?
You already forgot about it, bro. I
remember playing the game. I just can't remember the name.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. That's it.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush. They held that for 3 years.
Well,
yeah,
didn't do it much good.
I mean, it certainly was a critically acclaimed game. I played it and finished it, but it's not for everybody, right? And that's why I
Doodle
cringe when people say
I didn't really care for it too much.
I like the characters. I think the characters were
but people
unique
really
enough.
Can't do like the musical rhythm thing. It's just not. It's not easy for a lot of people.
It just takes away from the game, like music games.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I get you. Yeah. But yeah, so there's just so much, right? There's so much. But yeah, we'll find out. Everwild and Perfect Dark and God knows, like one of these all of these games.
Yeah.
Not to mention updates for all the games they already have the live service, right?
Yeah, Sea of Thieves update, Halo Infinite update this year, most likely. Like you're gonna get like updates on your big live service games also. So it's like getting 20 new games almost when you factor in live service updates. Diablo 4, World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah,
the next
Project Mara somebody put in. Project Mara, that's still to come.
Project Mara,
is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Project Mara feels like a vault game. It feels like a game that you're going to put in the vault for like whenever it's the right time to drop it. Like that game might already be done because I mean we've heard about Project Mara for years. That game
since we heard of
Hellblade
the
2.
other
Hellblade 2. Yeah.
Hellblade 2. Yeah. You know what's even crazy? Like fucking Towerborn comes out this month too.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. Next week.
That's an Xbox game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they just said fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know they're different demographics, but goddamn, bro. Like shit.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to vault some of these games. Like they just are. Like, and then release them where they make sense.
I mean, theoretically, right? The thing is though, is that look at what they're doing right now. There's definitely enough time in the year to release any and all these games, right? The thing you got to remember is that as these games get released, you stop thinking about the person who made that game, right? And you start thinking about what's next. But then before you know it, you know, Project Mara is going to pop up because, you know, Hellblade 2 has been done for a couple years, and all of a sudden now they're starting to do that one. You know, that's just it's a revolving situation, right? So as games come out, right, like all these games that came out this year are starting a new set of games that are going to come out in, you know, 3 years or 4 years from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And last year we already had that happen as well. The year before that we had that happen, right? So like this wheel just keeps on spinning, bro. And as these devs just keep dropping their games, it's clear that as much as they don't necessarily care if you are on Game Pass, it's very clear that they are taking their lessons from Netflix, and they're just inundating the subscribers with non-stop brand new high quality content.
Yeah, but they're also
That's their
strategically
own.
placing it to where it'll still sell well on other storefronts. They're not just like they're
Well, what's the strategy when you look at PlayStation's fucking roadmap and you say, well, where can we strategically put it? Anywhere. There's no games. There's no fucking games over there. You could drop it anytime and they'll just come up. It's like if you drop a line into a river and you put some nice something on the hook, these damn fish are gonna come. This is what they are, bro. They see this stuff, they come running. Yo, every single game that since Indiana Jones, right? So Indiana Jones, Forza Horizon,
Ninja Gaiden Black.
Ninja Gaiden, dude, they fucking they put it out and they come like crazy, are just rushing out to play these games. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just, man, this is just a new world, bro. It's a new world for gamers. We won on the Xbox side. You know, they won. See, in a world where Game Pass didn't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
This would be a whole different discussion because it would just be just massive amounts of games out. But it's like it's much easier to look at games. Like I would say the PlayStation people are not as overwhelmed as like we are, right? Because it's much easier to look at it and be like, okay, that looks dope, but I'm not going to buy that right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to buy that right now. So that's okay. I can hold off on that. But here it's like, fam, this is all ours to play right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it's like
little, it's just there.
I really have Expedition 33 and Oblivion dropping in the same week. What the hell am I gonna play? Or how am I gonna divvy up my time to play both? Like
exactly. Because it's there, right? You know you can access it. It's not like if you just say, okay, I'm not gonna go buy this one. I'm gonna play this one and that's it. And it's easy because you don't have to look at it sitting there or think about it because you don't have it, but you have it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there, it's just waiting for you, and you just are compelled to go fucking play that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like God,
it's like if back in the day Blockbuster was like attached to your house. You know, that's basically what it's like. Like, you know, you would go like once a week on Friday to pick up a movie or a game or whatever you wanted, and you would return it the next week. But now it's like Blockbuster is literally attached to my house. I just walk over and, you know, swap out whatever latest game is. And now that I can do that, it's kind of tough to make a decision on what I'm gonna play. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it really it's a whole different world, man. It's a whole different world. I love it. I love it. You cannot complain as an Xbox gamer, bro. Like, thankfully, I feel like those people who used to cry a whole bunch,
Hmm.
I feel like they're either gone or they've come to grips with reality and have accepted what life is and have moved on. Like even
Yeah.
Tim Dog doesn't talk that much shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like he just kind of posts different things and doesn't really matter anymore. He's not really going all in. He's kind of accepted what is what. And I don't know. I feel like we're getting closer and closer every day, man. As more of these games keep coming out, like who's gonna deny Oblivion, bro?
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody can come out here talking shit about this, bro. You don't want to talk shit about it. You want to enjoy it. Like you just see that world and you're like, I need that world, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's no negativity surrounding this. Nobody's I mean, unless there is some shit and I'm not seeing it. Have
Yeah.
you noticed any people out here talking shit about Oblivion? Because I haven't seen any.
Mike Ybarra,
So I
that's
just
about
put
it.
something in the private chat.
Uh-oh.
Mike Ybarra, that's about it.
Mike Ybarra.
Yeah.
Hold on. What is this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hargeet has a link talking about it. So
Okay, hold on.
basically, he was
This
saying
is-
nobody gives a fuck about Oblivion because Elden Ring is, walking through the streets.
Okay, let's hold on. Let's bring this up here. This is worthy of a chapter. This is worthy of a chapter. Because this is some crazy shit right here. Let me see this. Oh man. Sometimes you gotta put the crack pipe down. You know what I'm saying? Just walk away. All right. So this is from Games Radar. It says on Oblivion Remaster Day, former Blizzard boss says he's skeptical about 20-year-old remasters because the bar has simply moved from safe open world RPGs to what Elden Ring brought us all. What was once fantastic, now remastered, will never hold up against modern masterpieces like Elden Ring, says Mike Ybarra. But fans sure seem to be digging Oblivion Remaster. I mean, he pretty much immediately got slapped up. All right, let's see. Former Blizzard president Mike Ybarra has some capital T thoughts on the reveal and release of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Yes, for the 3 or 4 folks reading this and hearing about Oblivion Remastered for the first time, it's here. It's available right now on consoles, PC, and Game Pass. It looks great. However, the notoriously outspoken Ybarra isn't so sure it'll hold up against modern RPG classics like Elden Ring. That's where he said that quote about it not holding up against Elden Ring. He says, I would love to be proven wrong, but I'm not, he added. This guy. Okay, so they have a little like Twitter exchange here that they brought in from some dude. Simon says, I see your point, but I also believe what these remasters lack in innovation, they compensate with something new games can't bring to the table, nostalgia. Ybarra says, I hear you, but I think we've had so many quote unquote remasters that nostalgia is limited. I could be wrong, but I think the gaming community wants fresh and new more than ever.
Yeah, and then he
Seems like he's a
also
hater.
after the showcase was over, he posted a photo of Elden Ring and the new expansion that's launching next month. So he like doubled down on his, disdain
down.
for
So the funny thing is that like that new Elden Ring does not look amazing. Like it doesn't. It looks fine.
Looks
Like
like more
I
Elden Ring.
loved Elden Ring, and I'm done. I'm already out, tapped out. Show me something new, bro. Not this same shit that looks so similar to the last game. Got to figure something else out. This ain't it.
Well, it's not even like Elden Ring though, right? It's like some sort of multiplayer co-op
Yeah.
like
That's what I'm
boss
saying. It's
rush
just
or
like
something, right?
they found what this is what they're going to end up doing if this is like the same way that things are going. Because if you look, it seems that way. They found a new formula that works, right? And now they're going to keep doing spin-offs off of this idea. Even the one on Nintendo is supposed to be a spiritual successor of Bloodborne, but it's really not, right? If you look at all the art style, all the stuff that they're doing, it's still very reminiscent of the Elder Ring, the new aesthetic that they have. Um, and they're just cranking out a bunch of games now just to kind of keep in with this hype that they built. So and then now you have, you hear Mikey Barra saying this, right? We also know that the dude who made Last of Us was Neil Druckmann, right? He said the same shit about their game, right?
Mhm.
They've been looking at Elden Ring, their like that new game is supposed to be in that vein, right? Kind of like Souls like, kind of like Elden Ring like, which is like, come on, man. This is the new trope that people are gonna follow and just keep doing the same shit. It's just I'm not in for it. I don't know if he has anything else in here. Let's just read the rest of it. I'm still downloading the 125 gigabyte Oblivion Remaster, and thus can't offer any meaningful commentary here, but I can look at reviews from people who have played it. And well, early data says Ybarra's dead wrong on this one. The game very, very quickly shot to the top of Steam's global top-selling games despite its $50 price tag. And with almost 4,000 user reviews already posted at the time of writing, there's a clear consensus forming already. Oblivion still got it, baby. Right now, 82% of Steam reviews are positive, and the overwhelming majority of negative reviews seem to be performance related. Not that those aren't valid concerns, but neither do they really support Ybarra's argument that the core game hasn't aged well. In response to one comment about the value of nostalgia, Ybarra said, I hear you, but I think we've had so many remasters. Oh, that's the same, that other line. Okay, so I think one factor Ybarra might be missing here is the giant market of players that were introduced to the Elder Scrolls world through Skyrim in 2011. That's what I said earlier, and thus missed out on Oblivion's original run. That's the case for me. I know I've been holding out for a modernized version of Oblivion to experience what many devotees still call the best game in the series, and I'm psyched about the Elder Scrolls veteran voice actor Wes Johnson said could be a revelation of a gaming experience. All right. Bethesda says mods are not supported for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster despite its pro mod history. I guess on PC, there's really no stopping people, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they want to mod that shit, they'll mod that shit. But I mean, what do you guys agree with the guy's take? Do you guys think that Mikey Barra is onto something, that nobody wants this 20-year-old remaster?
I think
I
he's
want to know what other
100%
20-year-old
wrong.
remasters he's experienced lately that he's saying that people are
I
tired
mean,
of
the
it.
Resident Evils are like that too, right?
Yeah, but
RE,
they're
old.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
they're-
whatever. Those are like 25, 30 years old, and they did those,
And people
and
loved it.
those did really well. Like I don't know what he's talking about. Like
The only
it just
remake
depends
that
on
did-
the game.
Yeah, but I say the only remake that didn't
FF7
do
was
well,
when did that come out? FF7?
96,
So like 95, 96?
Yeah,
Like come on. They remade that. That's 30 years old. Like
I say the only major remake that didn't do well is Dead Space. But people are like dying for this new Metal Gear that's coming out, the remake of 3. People
well, the
are
remasters that Sony's been putting out lately, those haven't done so well.
Everything
Yeah.
that they've done has been dead.
well, none of those have been 20 years. None of those have been 20 years old.
That's true.
No.
So
In fact,
no,
I'd
that's
like
true.
that. Can they like bring back like the original like God of War trilogy and like do that in
Well,
a
that's the
modern
rumor,
mechanic?
right?
I would
That
love
was
to
the
see
rumor.
that.
yeah,
I
don't
mean,
think they want-
that would be a good one.
do they want Kratos to be seen in that light after portraying him in this current light of like kind of
I
being
don't
like
care.
more
Like,
soft?
whatever the games
you
are
would-
there.
I mean, if you brought that game, the problem with that, and I kind of see where Farrell's coming from. If you bring that game up, people are going to like that game better. And if you're working on another God of War that's in the vein of the new shit
Maybe
after
people won't
showing.
buy it.
Yeah, and people be like, "What the fuck is this?" You'll be back in the same scenario, being like, "What the hell? This is not my God of War."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Man. But yeah, I don't know why some of these people come out here just to hate, bro. Like, what
Well,
is the reason? Why are you coming out here to talk shit about fucking Oblivion, dog? It's Oblivion.
he
You
left.
you didn't love Oblivion back in the day?
Well,
Like, what the fuck?
I think he just hates Xbox. He left
Yes.
Microsoft on some bad terms, and it's just not his thing anymore. So anything that they do, he has a critical lens towards it.
Doesn't he work for like a gambling website now?
I don't know.
I don't know where he
sure
works.
that's what he does now.
Second, I was like, does he work for FromSoft the way he was,
Glazing that shit.
yeah.
Let me go ahead and see real quick. Pretty sure he works. Yeah, Prize Picks. Literally, he's the CEO of Prize Picks. Lock in your favorite players, tap into the game, cash in on your sports knowledge. Let's fucking go. So he comes over here and is out of games and gaming. And instead of posting about his gambling shit, he pops in every once in a while to just say some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Mech City Entertainment said Phil fired him twice. Yo, that's hilarious. Imagine having such a vendetta against one of your employees that you just buy every company they ever worked for just to fire them. You know what I'm saying? Like, feels like I do like to gamble. You know what I'm saying? about to hop over to Prize Pick, say what's up. Oh my God. You got to meet the cheater. I don't know if I didn't read this. I don't think so. Meet the cheater, my dude. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member for 4 months, man. Says CMoney, to me, this is the first Elder Scrolls where the races of Tamriel have been finally realized. They are completely unique and are superior to Skyrim.
Yeah, they now have the space to handle it, right? So these are the things that they were talking about, is like they finally have, because the 360 had the challenge of everything had to fit on the disc. You didn't have the hard drive as a guarantee. So it had to fit on the disc. And so they had only so much space. But now you can actually do whatever you want. I mean, the size of this game is massive, right? It's like 126 gigs or something like that.
120 some gigs, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, so you can do a lot more cool stuff now. But yeah, it's this is the way it should be. I guess the question is, would you redo Skyrim as well? And why not?
I'm kind of leaning into that idea, man. I'm kind of leaning into that idea because Skyrim is fucking old too.
It is.
You're talking 14 years old. Is not a young game, and without mods, it's not very pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's like that special edition they released looked better. But it's like it's not the same as being completely redone. And it would just really put a pin on the idea that Skyrim can just be remastered forever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna, there has to be a record they're looking to break if they don't already hold the record for the most remastered re-release game ever.
Well, isn't that record held by Last of Us?
Yeah, it has to be. Has to be by Last of Us. They released the game 3 times in one generation.
It's I was about to say, for them, their record is on the scope of time. they have so more remasters than anybody else in like
it's another year. It's another reason to have a Last of Us remaster.
Exactly. We came up with a new box cover that we thought you guys might like. We remastered the box cover. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they can do. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, I would say Skyrim would be a fantastic remaster, especially since we see how essentially simple it is, right? Not like it's easy, But meaning with this whole, Unreal situation, that was my big holdup on the rumors, right? If you guys remember, as we've been talking about this over the last few months, the rumor was that it was going to be done in Unreal, and I just couldn't wrap my head around the idea that they would take the creation engine and try to transfer all that shit to the Unreal engine. But now we know that they literally are just attaching them somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like the creation is still running the show, but Unreal is what you see, and goddamn, they did it. You got the homie Brett Bingham in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says Mikey Barra is saltier than the Dead Sea. Oh shit. He does seem pretty salty. He does. It sounds like he really is upset. So, okay. So this was something. This was something. I did not know that the hater was gonna be motherfucking Mikey Barra. Even the PlayStation people ain't talking shit. But Mikey Barra's like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna come in, we're gonna make some waves, we're gonna create a problem. All right. Anything else? Anything else about Oblivion, the remaster, anything like that? That we didn't cover that you want to cover before we move on with another chapter?
No, we can move on unless Hargeet has something.
Can't wait to dig into it. That's it.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Yeah,
I
you guys.
I downloaded it. I downloaded it, but I didn't get.
Well, you know what? Let's check. How many people are playing it right now?
One's in the chat if you're playing it.
Yeah. The concurrence on Steam, just to see if it's gone up or down. So I think Powerboss at one point said it was 184,000 people who were playing.
So right now I see it at 177,729. Peak was 182,298.
That's so many people.
It had to do 1 million day one.
It's number 3 behind, of course, the 2 games from Valve themselves, Counter-Strike 2 and Dota 2.
See, that's why Xbox wants them.
That's why they want them. They should buy them, right? You get the top games on PC.
They just want dude. They want to own the top played games. That's what they want. They want to own the franchises that people can't live without. And if people can't live without the franchises, and Xbox owns those franchises, that means people can't live without Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the name of the game. That's where they're looking to be. This is the way we're going to sign off of this topic with Bethesda themselves. They put out a post. So let's read it. Okay. So they wrote, "It's been thrilling for all of us here at Bethesda to revisit a game so close to our hearts with Oblivion Remaster. When we started this project in 2021, we aimed to breathe new life into a chapter of the Elder Scrolls that set the path for so many of our games after it." Hold up. Hargeet, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When did Xbox buy Bethesda?
The acquisition was announced,
I think 2020.
November 2020. It was announced. What was it? February 2021. Yeah, it was.
Because it was
got announced right before the
pre-orders,
Series
right?
X. Yep.
And then the finalization was March. Is that right?
I thought it was February, but it could be March.
Yeah.
No, it was before then. I mean, March is, I think, when everything hit Game Pass.
Yeah, so I think it was February. I think February was when it happened. So, based off of this, then this was entirely started under Xbox.
Yeah, it could have been started after. Yeah, they had the roadmap of this was gonna be something they do.
So
And
that's what
then
that list was, something they wanted
Yeah.
to do, not so much what they were already
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, all of it was like, well, some of it was in production, but some of it was just like, this is what we're gonna do in the future. Like, I think it
Yeah,
had
so I
like
didn't know
Dishonored
that.
3 on there. It had other things
Mhm.
that just never happened, never materialized, right? But a lot of it happened, right? And so that was their plan. But yeah, and then
So
everything
then
kind of got
everything we
pushed
saw
back because of
here in front
COVID.
of us was because of Xbox. And so I go back to my original idea. What if during those first talks, those first meetings, your boy Phil was like, listen, you're working on Starfield. You're not going to make Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon. What if we were to go ahead and get Oblivion remastered?
No, I think again they already had this in the works, and I think they did all this, by the
They
way,
didn't. 2021
to
it
make
started.
themselves. No, it was in the roadmap. It was literally in the
Yeah, but
FTC
in that
documents.
roadmap is
Pre-purchase,
this.
they said they were going to have all these things in the roadmap, and that's why the documents went there to the FTC, right? And so that's how it got leaked. And so this was part of their pitch to Microsoft that, hey, we're going to have all this stuff. So,
So it was
but
all
to your point, maybe they could have intervened and said, hey, this was your scope before. We would like the scope to be this. That's obviously an option, right?
Yeah,
But this was already like something they were planning to do.
like maybe originally Bethesda in-house was gonna like remaster this, and it wasn't gonna be a UE5.
Let's go to virtuous.
Yeah. So
I'm saying I think my version is better. Okay, I'm just saying. I think it is. I think Phil went over there and was like, "Yo, let me make your dreams come true." You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
it's possible because when Phil made the offer and they were kind of storyboarding this, like, you know, Phil could have had a hand in that because him and Todd were very close. They talked about a lot of stuff even before they were considered to be purchased by Microsoft. So maybe, you know, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, that's the story I'm going to go with. Thank you, Phil, for doing all this stuff for us. Much appreciated. All right. It says we never wanted to remake it, but remaster it, where the original game was there as you remember playing it, but seen through today's technology. God, there's so many games. You know what? Before we switch off of this, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of remasters. Okay, let's put a pin on that for a second. Let me finish this, and then we'll go back. We were so fortunate to work with an unbelievable team and partners at Virtuals. Even though we had worked together before, we had never attempted something on this scale. Every piece of art, animation, special effects, and part of the world would be remastered. Some new voices would be recorded while keeping the originals there as well. Game systems were updated to feel better in your hands. Leveling systems modified for smoother progression and balance. We looked at every part and carefully upgraded it. But most of all, we never wanted to change the core. It's still a game from a previous era and should feel like one. We know many of our longtime fans will be thrilled to revisit Oblivion and the land of Cyrodiil, but there are also so many who have never played it. We can't thank you enough for all the support you have given us and our games over the years. Our hope with this remaster is that no matter who you are, when you step out of the Imperial sewer, you feel like you're experiencing it for the first time. We can't wait to hear about your adventures. All our best, Bethesda Game Studios. Bro, I did. As soon as I was out there, I was like, holy shit, look at what they made. Goddamn. Bethesda out here slapping shit up. You know what I'm saying? God, what a great purchase Xbox made. Okay, before we do leave this though, just this line right here. We never wanted to remake it, but remaster it, where the original game was there as you remember playing it, but seen through today's technology. I know it's kind of on the spot, but I do want to see if you have a game maybe you've been always thinking about, or maybe just came to you now, that if you could just have the magic wand and green light it, what old game would you want to be remastered and kept the same, but seen through today's technology?
I got a couple.
Any game across anything.
Yeah, any game that you would love to see brought back and remastered, like given the full Oblivion treatment.
And that is a long time horizon, right? So, I mean, I've already told you from a Bethesda perspective, Morrowind would be awesome.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you got, Farrell? I'll think about some games.
I'm gonna go Xenogears because the original release, the game wasn't finished. They released an unfinished game. So basically, the first half of the game was finished, and the second half of the game you had to read what happened in between the boss fights. So you were no longer playing. Yeah, but it was a really good game. But I guess they lost funding. Like this back like in the 90s. But Xenogears will be a great remake because they never finished the game.
That's real wild. Chat, hop into. I see a bunch of you putting your games in there. I'll go to you guys after.
It has to be a remaster. It can't be sort of a slight tweak.
No, a game that you saw that was old as fuck that you used to love or whatever it is, and you're just saying, man, I would love to be able to play that game today in the tech that we have today.
Yeah, I mean, the game that I'd like to do that with, it's a series. It's called Gabriel Knight, but I'd want it to change a little bit.
Gabriel Knight, was that the Tomb Raider guy?
No, that was it was a series by Sierra. It's owned by Microsoft now. But it was a sort of vampires and werewolves, and you were unwittingly, you didn't know this, you were part of a lineage of people that fight those things, and so you kind of going out there and encountering things that you need to figure out how to defeat. But it was all point and click adventure, and I would like it to be a bit more Order 1886 than the point and click adventure. So I'd love to switch that up, right?
Oh, so you want a remake for that one?
I want to change it to have more fighting mechanics instead of it just being it is an investigation game, right? But to also have the fighting mechanics there, so that would make it a bit more like Order 1886, except that game was like 6 hours. This would be much longer, and it's a series of games. So I mean, the storyboard and all that would stay the same. You would just have more, actual battles instead of it just being sort of point and click. You know what I mean? That would be the only thing I would add to it. But as far as the rest of it, 1-to-1 is fine because the story was fantastic, and they had, I think it was a trilogy. So that would be awesome.
All right.
And they own it. They own it. Xbox owns it. So right? They could absolutely do it.
Well, we just need to find all the Gabriel Knight fans and get them together and start making some noise. All right. So mine is easy because I loved these games back in the day. I spent countless hours playing these games with my cousins, just living our best fucking lives. And I would love, because it hasn't happened, give me the same game, but I just want it in today's tech. And it's gonna be WWE No Mercy.
Oh, No Mercy. Greatest wrestling game of all time.
Come on, man.
I love that game.
Yo,
absolutely
give me No Mercy today, though.
Exact same control, but I need the exact same control.
It has to be. It's the same game. It's the same game. I don't want no tweak. I want. Give me No Mercy in fucking just next gen.
Yeah, I don't.
WWE 2K25 graphics, but No Mercy. Come on, man. I don't
care for 2K's controls. I
how do
love
they
No
stop?
Mercy. Like everything about No Mercy was like perfect. I don't need I don't even need the voice acting, like the text on screen. All fine. Just
Yep.
my own music.
That was Aki, right? It was Aki and Jax or whatever that made that one. It's Aki, right? Ukes, they were the ones that were making the other shit, right? They were making
I don't remember who made it, but
SmackDown.
that is like literally like my
Damn it.
favorite wrestling game. No Mercy.
Yeah, No Mercy is fucking wild, dude. Oh my god. I would love that shit. Goddamn. That would be beautiful. All right, let me see what somebody yeah, but I see Zach Riley says CMoney AEW Fight Forever is those same devs. It doesn't age well. I mean, maybe that's true. Um I don't know. I haven't played it in forever, but it's just I gotta imagine that being that I don't play the other wrestling games, that for me it wouldn't feel like it aged bad. I mean, maybe you could clean up the animation work, maybe the movement and stuff, but the control scheme of playing, it was just so perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
Yeah,
and AEW didn't look that good. So that's why I didn't. I heard that they were trying to recreate that old time, but it's like
I remember my finisher was the Power Bomb DVD combo. That was my finisher on No Mercy.
those are such fucking fun times, bro. So much fun. Cody Ray says people who made No Mercy are no longer there. I bet. That's why I don't want it to I don't want to get tweaked. You know what I'm saying? Just take the same game and just graphically enhance it. Right?
Yep.
Just literally whatever you did take that old ass engine and just throw Unreal Engine 5 on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Just give it just make it pretty. That's all. It will work, man. It will work. Oh,
all right, the store is updated, bud. So PlayStation, number 1 game, Oblivion, number 2 game, Indiana Jones.
But I say I knew once they updated the store, it would be no way.
So it's official. I don't know how much.
Oh my goodness, dude!
Like how many times we have to say? Because I know. Listen, they're gonna be like, but it's a Bethesda game. No, guys.
Yeah, it's a Microsoft game. Deal with it.
Xbox owns it. Xbox funded it. They just said that they were working on Oblivion the entire time of ownership. It started when they were purchased.
Yep.
It started when they were purchased. The announcement happened in 2020.
Oh my goodness.
The game started production in 2021. This is an Xbox game. It hurts you deep. I know. But just be happy that you can play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just enjoy it, right? Which they are. Look at them flocking as they do. Xbox comes a calling. These motherfuckers come crawling. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Imagine what that meeting is going to be like.
Number 5. And number 5 is Last of Us Remastered.
Number 5 is Last of Us Remastered. God damn.
The Xbox games are beating their precious Last of Us Remaster.
Wow. That's a problem. All right, let me see some of the.
Oh my goodness.
Who rolled.
Well, then again, I suppose that came out a while ago, right? When did that come out?
What, Last of Us Remaster?
Yeah, the complete edition.
Like last
that already came out.
Like 2 weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So it came out a while. Yeah. So there you go. So maybe it's already gotten.
I mean, the only thing
everybody did is run. I mean, number 5 is not bad for
Yeah.
every game on the PlayStation Store, right? So listen, this is the benefit that they have, and that's why they keep doing this. They haven't sold that many copies of this game, so there's still enough people who haven't seen it. Or now the show's going on. Obviously, the show is getting a bump from the show, right? So this is just what it is. All right, so let's see what some of the homies were saying. So as far as remakes, Spartan661 starts us off. Says, I need a remake of Morrowind. So I don't even know. I know nothing of Morrowind. Literally played it. I think I played it one time on the Xbox, and then one time on PC. And not for very long. maybe 5 minutes on the Xbox, and then PC. I don't even remember. Like it's just too old for me. Like it's just is what it is. So that would be an amazing game to remaster. But you got to imagine. I don't think Morrowind was that big of a deal for them. It wasn't that big of a success. I think Oblivion really started the Elder Scroll dominance, right? So it made sense.
I'll check.
Yeah, because I mean, before Skyrim really took off, it was more like Baldur's Gate was kind of occupying that Western
Morrowind
RPG.
sold 9.5 million copies.
Okay.
That's
So, I
pretty
mean,
good.
Pretty
Because
good.
remember
That's
when
not
this
bad.
came out?
How much did Oblivion sell? That'll give us a good idea, right?
Let's see.
Like, what's their threshold
Oblivion.
for remaster?
Oblivion. It's coming up with the same number, so that's kind of sus.
9.5 million.
Yeah.
Now they're just guessing.
Yeah, that's what it says here. And then let me just check.
I mean, the
Highest
again.
selling
360 generation
game.
had 80 million consoles sold.
Okay, so it says actually Morrowind was 4 million.
That makes more sense to me.
Okay. Yeah, and this was 9.5. And then Fallout 4 was 12.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 was 12.4. ESO's 18. Skyrim is, well, as of 2016, it was 30 million.
Yeah, that sold a lot more already. Okay, so 9.5 million versus Morrowind's 4 million. It's just a more niche game. I don't think many people know about it, and I don't know.
Well,
I don't know
it's
what that
also
game
when
is.
you're-
I don't know. Like, do people love that game? I don't know. Like, are there?
It's supposed to be
are
better
there,
than
Morrowind
Oblivion.
fans? Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I don't know. I don't know. All right, you got Fillmore Pockets. The homie says Crackdown 1, the OG.
Oh yeah, Crackdown.
That would be nice.
It's not that 20-year
But
mark
I mean,
for that
you
one.
know, it's not that old. But yeah, Crackdown still would
What?
be good. No,
It's
as far
not
as
that
like
old.
it still works,
20
right?
It's not that 20-year
It
mark
still
yet.
works, and it's not like it's
It
not.
came out
It's
before
still,
Oblivion.
it still probably would
It
be
is?
better if it had some graphical upgrades, right? But
It definitely came out before Oblivion, though.
Crackdown?
Yeah,
Crackdown
was it?
came out with Halo 3 the same year of Halo 3.
Oh, Halo 3. God damn. I don't know why I felt like it was Halo 2 that it came out
yeah,
with.
because it had the demo for Halo 3, right? Crackdown had the demo
That's
for Halo
what it
3.
was. Okay. That's where I got
Yeah.
confused. Yes, you're right.
So
It's
it's in about the
2007.
same
February
range as
2007.
Oblivion. Yeah,
Two
it's
more
in the
years.
same range as
10 years
about
younger.
Oblivion. Yeah. But
So it's 18
but yeah,
years
I mean it's a viable thing to upgrade. You know, but the thing is, like, Crackdown 3 did nothing, which sucks, right? But because I liked it, Crackdown 3 was fun. Like the thing is,
I
like,
enjoyed
if
it.
people expected it to be something beyond what it is, it's still Crackdown. And
Well,
I don't know why people
Phil
thought it
tried
was
to
gonna be
tell
something different.
everybody, like, it's Crackdown. Like, if you liked Crackdown, then you're
It's
gonna like this.
Crackdown,
If
exactly.
you don't like Crackdown, you're not gonna like this. The thing is that are Xbox really doing games like that anymore? Like
Like
that
what?
whole if you like this, then you'll like it. If you don't, then you're not.
Yeah, they still do those kind of things, right? They keep trying to appease people with, like, we'll do this game and that game. I hear you on Banjo, right? They'll
I don't know if Banjo's
They keep
It-
doing those kind of things. So
it's like
I don't know. It's fine.
That could be like a vault game. Like they end up making it, sit it in the vault, and when the time's right for it, you drop it.
The problem with the vault is that if you leave it for too long, then the graphics get worse and worse and worse in comparison to what's coming out.
With the new
Right,
AI stuff though, and the forwards compatibility, and
You would have to
Why
have
not?
that figured out.
yeah,
Big B Money says BO3. I'm assuming that's Black Ops 3.
That's what I expect,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Black
I
Ops
was-
Is
3.
that
What are we
not
at?
the rumored game? Is that what's coming this year?
Black Ops 3?
Yeah. Do we know what's coming?
It's supposed to be a
Oh, we have Black Ops
continuation
6
of Black
that
Ops.
just came out.
It's supposed to be a continuation of Black Ops, supposedly.
Okay.
So this
So
is
it's
supposed
just
to be
some
Black
sort of
Ops
like-
7.
Yeah. It's supposed
So
to be like
another
a smaller.
Black Ops.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a smaller, like kind of like how Modern Warfare 3 was kind of smaller. It's supposed to be like that kind of.
Really?
So it'll be kind of a meh
I mean,
release.
actually, Modern Warfare 3, I enjoyed the shit out of that game. So I don't know why people were hating on it, but
Smaller campaign.
I don't want them to like be back in that situation where people are going to give it shit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Call of
make it
Duty is
full,
now subject to the Xbox tax and the Call of Duty tax. So
that's true. They got two taxes. That's a problem.
they got two taxes.
Yeah. Meet the Cheater says New Vegas every time. Another game that I never played in my life. So I don't know. People swear by that game. I'm not like a Fallout dude. You know what I'm saying? So like I never, I played it. I feel like I played it for so long, and then
I don't think New Vegas.
I think it was Red Dead Redemption came out after that or before that. It was somewhere around there. When did Fallout 4 come out?
Fallout 4?
Yeah, because I feel like I remember playing it at the time when I was in my other office, and I had a coworker who was playing it. So we were kind of playing it back and forth, like together, like at the same time.
2015.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Damn. So that much time passed? When was Red Dead 2? Was it 2018?
Something like that. 2017 maybe?
God damn. Yo, for whatever reason, my mind, those two time periods lined up. It's like, God damn, those are years apart. Man, time is fucking blown by, bro. It's crazy.
2018.
2018. Okay. Gun Griffin says Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge.
Oh, right. Crimson Sky.
So I just played Crimson Skies on the Xbox on Game Pass. I just saw it there. I remember playing it back in the day and I thought it was really good. But then I played it now. It was like, I think it would need more than just a graphics rehaul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's a lot more that needs to get done to that game to make it happen. But
extremely fun game though.
Cage says Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Can you imagine? It's just real birds.
Wah.
Someone's about to say Oregon Trail next.
Right? Fighting Force 64.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Nintendo might charge you like $130 for that one, but hey.
That's a lot. Wilfrey Rosario says Lost Odyssey. Another game that came during that 360 era that was beloved. I, at the time, was not into JRPGs at all.
Yeah.
So I did not even look at that. The other one, Blue Dragon 2, is another one that came from that deal, I guess.
I think those are two different studios. Really? I think so. Mistwalker made Lost Odyssey. I don't think Mistwalker made Blue Dragon. That one was.
I thought they made both of them.
Maybe I didn't think.
Did they not? Remember that game, True Fantasy?
Yeah, that was level 5. It got canceled. True Fantasy Live, the online game.
True Fantasy Live. It was supposed to be an online game. Xbox was a part, like it was for them. Whatever happened.
I was looking so forward to that game. Like I was
me too.
I was on IGN every day looking for updates on it, and
I don't even know why, because it probably wasn't my type of game, but I was just so pumped that Xbox had a game coming like that.
I was excited that that Xbox was gonna have an MMO. Like they didn't have one to that point,
and then they said the fuck we will. Zach Riley says Fusion Frenzy. That would be.
I wonder if
real fun.
Wing Commander would work in today's era. Do you think?
Bro, I don't even know what Wing Commander is.
Oh, you don't know what Wing Commander is? Wow.
What is it for? What was it?
It was Mr.
I think it was PC. I don't think it was on anything else. I don't know if it ever came to consoles. There was a movie made for it.
Really?
Way back. Yeah.
I didn't get into PC until like 2011. Actually, I think 2011 was the year.
Mark Hamill was in one of them.
Really? No idea. No. Gun Griffin says Unreal Championship Part 1. I don't know. That's old. Like I don't remember Unreal like that. I remember it was like I remember in high school people used to play Unreal Tournament. And then that was that. That's what's Epic's game, right? Unreal Tournament is their shit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with like the last thing was like Unreal Championship or some shit like that. Was that the last one? And I don't even know what the hell. I don't know if that ever came out or if it was just being made. Who the fuck knows? This was a great one, man. Meet the
Yeah,
Cheetah.
Jade Empire.
Jade Empire. It's funny because I have such like strong memories of liking this game, but I don't think I ever played it much. Like I don't think I got very far. I think I played it,
I
really,
finished
really
it.
liked it, but
That's
then
an
never.
EA game.
Is it?
It's
Yeah,
a
that's
BioWare.
game.
Yeah.
It's a BioWare game,
Well, BioWare can't
which
even
is
make the games.
I don't
they
think it's
normally make,
EA because I don't think they owned them at the time. It was BioWare through Xbox. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, wasn't this
so
it was an exclusive game in
it's
the beginning,
exclusive,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did KOTOR, which was also exclusive
Another
to
game
Xbox.
I never played.
KOTOR
then-
is fire.
And then it was, I think that was around the time that they got purchased by EA, somewhere around that time frame. And it was because Microsoft was under the whole monopoly litigation, and so they couldn't go acquire them.
So BioWare was independent at the time. And
Yeah,
it just
to
made
my
the
knowledge,
game-
I think that's correct. I think that's what it was. BioWare was on their own, and Microsoft funded their games for Jade Empire and KOTOR, and then KOTOR 2 was done by Obsidian. But yeah, I think that's when EA bought them, and I think that's why
They're saying they
couldn't
bought them
do-
after Mass Effect Part 1.
Yeah.
No, Mass Effect.
Yeah.
That was it under EA. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
so Mass Effect Part 1 was made exclusively for Xbox.
Correct.
And then
But
EA
I
bought
think
them
that
and
was
put it
under
in
EA.
I don't think so.
Okay, so it was after Mass Effect.
Yeah, what I think is
So
after
who published Mass Effect then?
Xbox, the first one.
Okay,
But EA bought them and then got the
and
rights.
then that's
to
why
the
2 and 3 went to everything, right?
Yep, exactly.
And then,
Yeah, EA would never have made that deal to put it on there exclusively.
an Xbox 360 game that was exclusive that I would like to see remade.
Yep.
Sudeki.
2007 to 11, it was Microsoft that published it.
It was
Yeah.
like a European RPG that had like a JRPG feel to it.
I think I remember Sudeki. Again, another game that I don't
That
think
was just such a
too.
freaking miss to not being able to buy BioWare, man. I wish they.
Yeah, I
could've
know.
bought
BioWare, like, what a multiverse that is, huh? Like
Yeah.
the world where Xbox bought BioWare and just
that they were allowed
let
to
them
buy
go.
them.
That would have been
Man.
perfect.
The world where they would have bought BioWare and bought Grand Theft Auto at the time before it took off.
Yep. You have Michael Yu says Fear, the first Fear.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
that
That's
shit
a
is
game
still
owned by
fucking creepy.
Xbox too. Is that correct? I think they own it now, right?
No.
Who
Fear
does
is not
Fear?
owned. That's they just shut them down. That was WB.
Okay.
WB
But,
just shut down the people who made that shit. Fear is still, if you play that shit now, it's still
First
scary.
encounter something. What is it?
say.
No, I think it's just Fear, FEAR. I don't think they.
Yeah, that stands for something. I can't remember what.
Yeah,
it stands
yeah.
For.
I don't know if you need to look at it that way.
There it is. Fear. First encounter assault recon.
First encounter assault recon. Yeah, that. I mean that the team that made it is dead, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
So it was
Well, I
Vivendi.
mean, I guess if it's a remaster, anybody could do it, but
It was Vivendi who published it, which means it is now Xbox who owns the publishing for that game, and it was Monolith who made it.
also, but you don't think that because I think WB owns Monolith.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
You don't think that
well,
they got
owned
the
because
rights.
it's now dead, right? But
Yeah, no. Yeah. Facts.
but yeah. So I don't know what the status is of that publishing, whether they bought that publishing and put it under WB or not. I don't know, but
Il Ray Tito says Mortal Kombat Mythologies. I didn't really play the
Sub-Zero.
side. I didn't play the side ones too much. Fuzzy Tomato says Final Fantasy Tactics.
Didn't they just put that out?
I think they did re-release it as part of the Pixel remaster. It might be included in that. Is it? No, it's not a pixel game. It's not a pixel game.
No.
Taxes wasn't, but I think they did re-release Tactics.
I'm pretty sure I saw that recently. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Maybe. Gun Griffith says Section 8. You remember Section 8? That was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Digital Extremes made that game. And it was a big, if I'm not mistaken, is that game where you throw that fucking, it's like a boomerang almost, and it would go and then come back. Graphically, it was crazy. If I'm not mistaken, Gun Griffin, you can correct me if I'm wrong. He said no, so I guess I'm wrong. I really thought that was it. Section 8. I thought that was the name of that game. Drop Pod game. Don't know. Suffering. Oh, remember the Suffering games? Those were crazy. First one was fucking wild. Did you guys play that one? It was like a horror game.
No, but I love horror games. I need to play more of them.
Yeah, he was in prison, and then he turned into, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he turned into a monster too. And if I'm not mistaken, that shit was pretty cool. Legend of Dragoon, another game I've heard forever, never played in my life. You guys play this?
I mean,
game?
there are other ones that I know are coming that I think are great ones, like the Sega original games that they're remastering.
Oh, they're doing like the old shit too.
Yeah, like Altered Beast and Taxi Driver and all that. Like, yeah.
Yep. Golden Axe.
What was that Remedy game that Take-Two has? What the heck is it called? Max Payne. Yeah, Max Payne. Those are being redone.
That's gonna be real good.
Right.
That's a game that is gonna fucking be crazy. Like that is literally one of these. Like that lines up exactly what I'm asking. Like Max Payne was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, that game's coming out soon.
Yes, the original developers coming out and remaking that shit, and just so happens to be Remedy, one of the leading tech fucking developers that have beautiful graphics in their game. Holy shit, that'll be really good. Dark Watch, does that sound familiar? I know Sleeping Dogs, that would be fucking fire. The original Sleeping Dogs. Ooh, House of Cards ain't fucking around. Escape from Butcher Bay. Come on, man. What a fucking amazing game. Oh shit, Bushido Blade?
Yep.
Yes. You guys fuck with Bushido Blade? The one-hit kill fucking sword game?
I would like that the Riddick game to be made to modern times.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah, Escape from Butcher Bay, right?
Yeah, Escape from Butcher Bay, yeah.
Yeah, that would be fucking amazing. And then Tenchu. Fucking House of Cards slapping like dude, it's fucking beautiful.
But
perfect trifecta right there.
Speaking of horror games, you heard what Sony's doing for their Until Dawn movie?
Oh, that shit where if like you stay up and just keep watching the movie over and over again all night, you can't pee, bro.
No, it's 24 hours. You can't pee. You can't have a smartphone. No nothing.
It's 24 hours. I thought it was through the night.
No, 24 hours. No bathroom. No nothing.
What? That's like not possible.
That's what they want to do. You win $5,000 if you do it.
Or $5,000.
You got to be really careful with those kind of things because
remember
not going not urinating can cause like
dude, you can explode, bro. You fucking killing me, and people will fucking.
It's not even that. Like if you can try to hold it as much as you want, but it eventually will start poisoning your system. Like somebody did this as a radio thing to say, hold your wee for a wee, and the lady died. Like it's not
So
a cool
two
thing to
people
do.
died off of
Oh, I'm sorry.
for the
12
Wii?
hours. 12 hours.
12
Yeah, it's
hours.
through the
Okay,
night.
that's
It's through the night.
possible. That's
Yeah, it's through
possible.
the night.
But
I mean, if you think
dude,
about it,
like,
you sleep for 8 hours if you don't have to pee. You
yeah,
really only got like 4 hours to really get through. So for the Wii, there was another contest where you had to drink
A
a
gallon of
certain amount
water.
of gallons of water,
yeah,
and the
you got to
lady
be
drowned
really careful with
Yeah.
those kind of things.
like crazy.
Yeah,
People will do it. That's why you can't do shit like that, man. Like
it's just
make
not
it
worth it. Like, why even take the risk, right? I don't understand
exactly.
why people would want to.
And Sony makes trash movies.
I mean, I saw the preview for that. When we were watching
It looks
cinemas.
that one looks interesting. It looks
Yeah,
interesting.
it actually doesn't look that bad because of the like kind of like the loop
Mhm.
system that they made. Like the house is trapped in a time thing, and you just keep dying until you have to make it till morning. It looked kind of crazy, so that might be a worthwhile watch. Blood Omen and Soul
Okay.
Reaper. I know a lot of people were big
People
fans.
going really digging into the back catalog here.
They are. I mean, and the thing is, these are games I forgot about, but this is fucking great shit. This one I remember a lot. Fucking Dead to Rights.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Remember
like. I
Dead
think
to
they're making those again, right? Like the
I
Blood
don't
on
think
like
so.
what because they just put out like the Legacy of Kain, right? Like a remaster thingy.
The Legacy
was-
of Kain or the Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver just
Yeah.
got the remaster, but it was like bootlegger remaster. It's like the shit remasters. It's like the
Not
PlayStation
an
level
Oblivion
remaster.
level, right?
No,
But
not that level.
That's
No,
what
no,
I'm
no.
talking about.
Yeah, that is not a good look.
Somebody's
Oh, you know
about to say,
what? Talking about that, the original Tomb Raiders, or even the
Yeah.
original
But
Tomb
they
Raider.
did. They kind of rebooted that, right? So
No, they
No,
remastered
they
them,
changed
but
it.
it's not like a
The
modern day
reboot was a
remaster.
complete change. I'm talking about the triangle tip Tomb Raider. All right, her first game. We need to get her back. Give it into the.
You don't want to run around the mansion again and learn all the mechanics.
Yeah, remember you only walk like that game was literally broken up into squares. Like
Yeah.
every movement, you every time you took one step, she stepped one square. So you would have to know how many squares before you run and jump to do your little flips and all this shit. That was dope. But Dead to Rights was fire. Dead to Rights was real good. So I'll take that. You know what would be good too? The original Splinter Cell
Mhm.
trilogy. As much as the lighting was beautiful back then, obviously everything else really wasn't. So that would be a nice get. Woo Woo Kid says Blitz the League. Get Blitz back in here. Snow Dragon said Mario 64. If they remaster Mario 64, it would still look the same. Damn. Damn.
It would look it look a little bit better,
Wow.
but yeah, for the
Can
most
you
part.
I'm
imagine?
trying to remember. Didn't they do something like that?
No,
I don't
not
think so.
necessarily.
Mm-mm.
It's not like a true remaster. They probably ported it, but yeah, not like a.
That would be real wild. That was a good burn though. I like that Snow Dragon. That was a good one. That one guy says Def Jam Vendetta, Fight for New York. He says Lost
Yeah.
Odyssey too, but we already said that. Def Jam were dope ass fighting games. They're like wrestling games. They were dope. Singularity.
Parasite Eve.
No, they did. They did. I knew it. They did.
What?
It was Super Mario 3D Collection.
Oh, did they? Is it
They did.
remastered like new graphics?
It's got new content and new graphics. Yeah.
See, that's how much people pay attention to Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Nobody
I mean,
knows what they're
I
doing
think
over
I
there.
own that game. So
How many times
I
can
know
you
I
see
played
Mario?
that.
You know what I'm saying? This is the problem. It's the problem.
Parasite Eve
Me
with modern
Peter
graphics.
says
would
I'm
be
ready
great.
for rematch. We actually have rematch. I'll probably stream it. Gun Griffin says Turok. Turok would be dope, like the
Yeah, that'd be
originals.
good.
Oh
I
man,
need like a
imagine
reboot. That needs a reboot. I don't know about it.
I mean,
One-for-one
the problem
remaster.
if you do too much of a reboot, it's going to change what it is. It just turned into like Jurassic Park. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Oh, Sudeki, yeah. Did you read somebody who said Sudeki, or did
No,
you
I
make
just
that?
I just said Sudeki on my own because
Okay, yeah, I see it
that
over
was a
here.
really cool RPG at the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. This was a good list. GoldenEye 007, but that was already
Not
was that
not
remastered, or was that just like
It was
Re-released.
4K?
remastered, re-release. Yeah, it was maybe like a little bit sharper. It was basically
Oh,
the original game.
yeah. See, I would like that. I mean, they did do it. To be fair, they actually did do that, though. I mean, it's not with today's standard, but it was like during the Wii generation. They changed the Bond. They put the David Craig. Is that his name? David Craig?
Daniel
Daniel
Craig.
Craig?
Yeah,
Daniel Craig. Yes, my bad. Damn. They made GoldenEye with him. And they had the Golden Gun edition. I don't know if you guys remember that. So they did essentially remake that first game, but as the new Bond. And I don't think it was actually really well received, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, and then you know what I would, because of the caliber of the games. So the other group that is similar to Bethesda that could take, literally you could take Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and you could remaster or remake all those games, and they will all individually be successful. Outside of Morrowind, I don't know how that is, but like you said, people love it. So if they make it pretty enough, I think we'll be in. Is Grand Theft Auto. Those are all individual games that don't link to the other. I would love to see Grand Theft Auto 3. I would love to see San Andreas. I would love to see Vice City.
So they just put those out, right?
Yeah,
With
they
that
just redid 'em.
stupid ass remaster
I know.
that did nothing.
because it was
Now
so.
I wish
it
they
was poor
gave it
quality.
the Oblivion like level of work.
Yes.
Because that's what I was looking for. But what
That's
they
what we
gave me
thought.
was, oh, it looks a little sharper. No. And the game mechanics were like shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, come on.
Yeah, it was a bad port in general. Like it just didn't play well. Oh,
But like the point is like why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you not just act, dude? Like literally, the game is there. We're not saying change the. You don't have to change the audio. You don't have to change any of that shit. You don't change the story. You're not changing anything. Just like swap all the assets, right? Asset swap. Boom. Old shit, new shit. Old shit, new shit. That's it. Is it time consuming? Yes.
Yeah.
But fuck, man. How great would that have been?
I would've bought it.
Individually, they could redo. Yeah, dude.
Vice
I
City,
would
I'd
have
have
bought
been
it and
all.
been lost in it.
Yep.
Those were all phenomenal games, dude. All of them in their own way, unique.
Do you think they'd actually do it though? So I wonder, it's like CMoney, what if this is the sort of like the impetus for the gaming world to realize if you're gonna
Ooh.
do it,
Do it right.
go all in.
Yeah.
Do what Oblivion did, right? Go all in, right? And make it something compelling enough that the customer's like, oh my fucking God, hell yeah, right?
Yes.
Like maybe this is the impetus that was needed instead of these boring ass, like, hey, we made it a little sharper. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. But in
Dude,
Grand Theft
it's
Auto's case, I just don't know if they want to do that because you don't want to take away from like GTA Online.
Well, why? You're gonna get, first of all, you're never gonna take away from GTA Online because those people who are playing online just want to play online and do their own crazy shit. So
I agree.
everybody else, you're just getting all the single player lovers who don't go play online all the time, and they'll just buy all your new shit, bro.
Yeah,
Dude, these are phenomenal games, bro. Phenomenal. You just bring them into
it's
today's
just
time.
cash waiting to be made, right?
Yeah, Vice City is my favorite Grand Theft Auto. So,
I wish
Vice
they would
City?
just do it.
yeah.
I haven't played any of those, GTA 3 or San Andreas or Vice. And it's
Did you play
and I
4?
bought the new one and I'm like, okay, I'll get into it. And I'm like, but this looks like ass and
No, you
it
gotta
plays like
Play it
ass.
on PC now. It's on Game Pass, and it has all it's basically a new looking game, bro.
Yeah.
With the ray tracing and everything they added to it, Now it looks right. Play GTA 5.
All right, I'll take a look.
But GTA 4 is, I think GTA 4 was my favorite
San Andreas.
experience playing it. Like I love them all. I would say San Andreas was fire. But I think Vice City nailed like everything.
The
Like it was
aesthetic,
just
the music.
everything. Yeah, the
Yeah.
perfect time. It's just, I mean, again, San Andreas kind of hit its time perfectly too. But there was Vice City was just fucking fire. But I think I just loved the game that was Grand Theft Auto 4 with like, you know, the relationship built, like the relationships you could do, and
Yeah.
you know, you're trying to get missions done, but it's like, oh shit, I gotta go on a date with this bitch, and she gonna get mad at me, or she ain't gonna want to chill with me no more. Like you have to balance out like
it was
your
real
crime
life.
career with like his personal life. You know, it's wild. That shit was really good. That was really good. I mean, 5 I think 5 is a little underrated. 5 is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
5 is fucking amazing. Like I really want to replay 5. Now especially I would only do it on PC, you know, maxed with all the pretties. But yeah, man, there's so many good games, bro. So many good games. I like that we went down this route at the end here to kind of have all of our hopes and dreams out there as to what we would want.
And they all get dashed.
Yeah, right. None of it's happening at all. Zero chance.
I think we're in the world of the remake remaster now, just because a lot of these companies don't want to take that risk. So I think we'll get a lot of games that.
What about AI? What if AI can come in here and help some of these companies alleviate
do it.
some of the bullshit and get these things remade?
Well, we know who's leading that charge, Microsoft. So
yeah. Well,
we just saw Quake remade in AI. Was it Quake?
But that was not pretty. But
yeah, it's learning. The AI has to learn. AI has to learn.
It's a baby. It's a toddler, but it's gonna grow up like quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not gonna take as long for it to learn because it doesn't need to take a break. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You just keep that bitch learning all day, every day.
Yep.
That's all. Well, guys, I think this is where we're gonna wrap it up, man. What a fun show. Had a great time. Oblivion. What a day. This was the moment we've been waiting for, guys. We've been building up to this moment. Is it true? Is it not true? Is it coming? When's it coming? Was it canceled? Who knows? Now we know. It's here. It's glorious. Fucking A, man. What a fucking time. This is beautiful. Guys, thank y'all so much for being here, man. Shout out to everyone who is here in the building. Did I miss something? Let me just make sure I didn't. Oh, my boy. Prophet. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Appreciate you, my dude. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Says so that's why he was so emotional crying when Microsoft bought Bethesda. I think he's talking about Mr. Mike Ybarra. Yeah, he was crying. He seems like a crier. Like he looks like it. I feel like you can pick that up from the way he talks about these things. But guys, again, thank you all so very much for rocking out with us, man. You guys are the shit. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, everybody who super chatted, man. You guys are dope. And then, of course, you have our homies here who are live with us in the building. You have the homie Pharaoh Bazaar, my dude. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Appreciate you, man. Let everybody know where to find you, man.
You can find me Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. Doing the Vitamin G podcast right here on YouTube. Come check us out live, or whenever you guys have free time. Yeah, come rock out with us.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And then, of course, you have the homie, the wise one, the author, the patriot, the pony slayer, the pony batir maker, and the man who definitely does not compare to Doodle in any way, shape, or form. Not even fucking close. So that was wild for me to say that. But my dude Hargeisha, thank you so much for being here, my brother.
Yeah. So check out my channel if you want, Hargichani1 on YouTube. And then if you haven't already heard about my book, it's there, shop.chani.us, Emergence. Speaking of Mass Effect, it's kind of a Mass Effect like story. And then I'll be on with Boom tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. I haven't heard anything about this partner preview that was supposed to be coming out tomorrow as well, but I don't know if that got announced or not, but there's supposed to be a partner preview coming up sometime soon. So
maybe
we'll
towards
see
the
what
end of
happens.
the week. It's a little like this is Oblivion's moment.
Yeah, right.
Like I don't think we're gonna be talking about that.
Yeah, and then you got Expedition next week. I would think it would make
next
sense
day.
to do
No,
it next.
Expedition is this week.
That's what I'm saying.
this
That's
Thursday.
what I'm saying. Like Thursday is Expedition. So
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
next week
we'll
would make
see.
sense because
Yeah,
Towerborn is
probably
kind of like a
next week.
partner. It's kind of like a partner deal. So it would make sense to kind of do a show next week to coincide with Towerborn.
And that's the
launching.
29th is Towerborn, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they do that the same. Whatever, we'll find that out. But
Which,
anyways,
by the
we'll
way,
talk
when
about
that happens, what are we getting? Game Pass announcements, baby. That's what's
Yes.
going to happen on that partner preview. So holy
I wonder if
shit.
we're finally going to get the announcement for like the Final Fantasies coming over. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
That's E3.
But yeah, so we'll talk about that. But I guess the pre-order start tomorrow night as well for those who actually do want to get a Switch 2. So that's also something to look forward to. And then I'll be on with CMoney, and I guess Doodle will be back on Thursday instead of Friday. So catch you guys in a couple of days, and then I'll be on with Fonz on Saturday and Web Dave on Sunday, 7 p.m. US Eastern time for both of those. So check those out.
All right.
Sweet. Well, guys, thank you again. Hargeet did just kind of say it, but this is another week. I mean, this is all good shit because work has been cranking. But this weekend, another weekend, very busy. So Friday we won't be around to do a show. So Thursday night is the night shift with our boy Hargeet and Demo. Both will be here, so we will have a fun show on Thursday night. But guys, thank you all so much. Appreciate y'all for being here. And of course, we're going to go ahead and end the show the way that we end every single show. Doodle, who's not here. We're done. Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding.